It's not abuse. It's not abuse.
You abuse.
No.
Much abuse.
Okay, where's my pen? Okay. Let me see. All right. Oh, I forgot. I keep forgetting about this one particular fact. There we go. All right, so let's get down to business. So as far as I see it, this trend is going to be interesting. Now, just got one. And then we'll cut off, copy and paste. Grab that, put over here as well. That later. Save that. Now we're going to take this. We're going to curve that up on that. Then we're going to make the head a little bit more rounded. Neck is going to be a bit wide here. Shoulders is going to go from here. And then from here as well. I'm going to grab this. Okay. Alright, so for those of you here, I'm going to go straight to reactions. Whether people are here or not, I'm going to give my opinion on these reactions, on these videos. There might be potentials, but whatever the case may be, if they become a video or not, so we'll see. So this is from Hero Hey, and Hero Hey is saying, Hollywood execs admit that they're terrified of anime. So this is just a minute long, so it'll be eventually kind of cool if I get a minute long video, and even though it doesn't worth anything. So with that said, let's see what Hero Hey says. Let's go.
Thought this was pretty amusing. We got a title. Kung Fu Panda executive says Hollywood is at a loss about anime success. Comicbook.com writing the confession comes from Stephanie Stein, as the Kung Fu Panda 4 co-director, did a Q&A on Discord with fans. When asked about the shift in America's taste for animation, Stein said they love seeing more serious stories animated, but executives in Hollywood are still at a loss. And this full quote. I freaking love it, especially since so many audiences these days have grown up on more mature stories everywhere. I think in most bookstores, for example, the manga/anime section takes up a majority of the floor space. But here's the catch. A lot of people in charge of the finances of making a movie think that audiences don't like these kind of stories, she shared. I'm not sure why. Every time I've talked to an executive, they've told me that yes, they totally see the influence and impact anime has had on the world. But no, we will not do that. It's the highest of miracles to me that Spider-Verse was made in America. Well, personally, I think the lack of Hollywood's involvement in the anime industry is a good thing, as over the years, Hollywood has shown that they tend to ruin a lot of the IP that they work on. And on the other side, the anime industry has proven that it doesn't need Hollywood to find success outside of Japan. All that said, it's still funny that a lot of these higher-ups have an aversion to anime, so to speak. Now, localization...
No, the problem is that they get crazy activist people who hate the product. So, for some odd reason, I noticed this with Hollywood. They take it upon themselves to hire people who hate the product. It's never someone who actually likes the product. And the only time like an anime does well, movie box office wise, if it gets adapted, is when the literal creator is at hand overseeing everything. I've noticed that once the creator is not get his blessing, those are two different things. They did that with the Ghost in the Shell dude, and he didn't really do anything but give his blessing. And I remember right, if I remember right, I think he said he hates it and what they did with it. But because Oda, the creator of One Piece, was on set, I believe, and also handpicked all the characters and was involved in the project, therefore, it became a better necessity.
Nah, bro, no creator. No money.
No, yeah, exactly. If you don't have the creator there on hand and involved and have, I don't know, absolute creation over everything, I'm pretty sure Oda had to make some you know, had to give up some power in some form. when doing the movie because it's Netflix, like, you know. But like, as long as you give them enough wiggle room to do what they please to get them what they get their vision out of the way, they'll be fine. But when you just literally say, let's get the blessing of the X, Y, and Z, look what they did to Monster Hunter. They made Monster Hunter into some fish out of story type story. It was weird. Like, they had some of the monsters from the show from the game, but it was not Monster Hunter. It was some other story that happens to have Monster Hunter monsters in it. That's it. It just happened to throw the lady, and I was even more annoyed when they put the lady from Resident Evil in that. I'm like, oh god, is that dude who's director? Is that woman's husband who
Wait, they
puts her in
did something
everything?
to Monster Hunter.
Yeah, they did a movie on Monster Hunter. They did a full movie. It had that woman from Resident Evil, forgot her name. Her husband puts her on all the movies, and then because he's the director, such nepotism on that one. And then they had T.I. in it and some other.
Ryo. Olad.
Yeah, it was like it came out like 3-4 years ago. It was literally Monster Hunter. It says Monster Hunter something. It's based on the video game, but it's loosely based, and I say loosely. Like, it's not even Monster Hunter. It's just Americans stumbled to walk into the world of Monster Hunter for 2 seconds, and they left.
Military people against kaijus.
Yeah, it's like literally, it's like my sister. It's like literally, it's Kaiju the movie.
It's military people against kaijus.
Yeah, it's military versus Kaiju. That's it. That's what it is. It was a Kaiju movie with the Monster Hunter name connected to it. That's all it was. Nothing more, nothing less. That was a sham.
It's a different issue, but perhaps there's some overlap here in what I'm about to reference. When we've heard some localizers say that they're cautious about Japanese IP offending Western sensibilities, like being against their Western morals and stuff like that. Do you think there's some overlap with that mindset and these Hollywood types as well? Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'll leave it there. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this brief segment.
Morals.
If you did, consider liking and subscribing. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
This looks cool. Let's make this a movie and put 0 references from the game.
Yeah, pretty much. No, they put a reference or two, but like things that people might notice, but it's like if you're a normie, you're not gonna know what the hell. And the movie was made for normies. It was not made for the people who played the game. They never think of that. They're making people they're making movies for the people who don't watch it. Make that make sense. Like making sense. Like if say a book, a Hollywood like a book becomes really popular.
Wild.
Right? If it's popular amongst those people.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, Bri. It's like if it's popular amongst that niche of people, so your brain should tell you make it for those people, but also have normies come in. Make it easy for normies to understand, but still make it for them. Because even if they get lost somewhere, that's where the fans actually comes in to explain it to the normies who don't know or have an idea.
Samurai.
The job is to help me help you, right? Work with the fans. If you work with the fans and ask for fan feedback on how we should make this movie or something, or what's really needed in these movies, and then really research and then ask and see what's really popular, what works, what doesn't, you can have a better looking movie than just you shooting in the dark and hoping for the best. I'm telling you, One Piece was a shot in the dark that I didn't think was gonna work. I honestly the more they kept on hyping up the One Piece movie, the more Netflix show, the more I was getting disappointed, because I'm thinking to myself, this is getting hyped way too much, and when it gets hyped way too much, you know it's going to fail. 9 times out of 10, it's going to fail. Because what was happening is that the casting was solid to a point that it didn't feel like just cosplay. It just felt kind of natural that it looks like the characters.
I thought it was good, but still way too hype.
But it was way too hype. Like, I know they got Zoro. Like, I think the two hardest characters was 3. Was Usopp, Zoro, and Luffy. Because when it comes to anime, it's not really the look Well, it's two things. It's the look and personality, and then first thing, if you get the look down, then you don't. It's usually this is what happens. If you get the look down, you don't get the personalities down. If you get the personalities down, the looks really look strange and off. It's either one of those two things. Look what they did with Dragon Ball. Actually, they just ruined all fronts on that. Let's just be honest with the evolution. I can't use that example, but I don't know, like Pokemon for instance. They got the look down, but I don't know about the whole energy. But I think the only reason why people watch it
You
because
have
of
to
Ryan
get Luffy's personality, smile,
and
and everything.
And I think the actor who plays him is a pretty good representation of what he looks like. He has a wide mouth, he has big eyes, and he just has that face, right?
He doesn't look weird though.
No, I think that's what Odo's looking for. He's not bad looking in the face, but he's not.
Ryo.
He's not.
Oh yeah, the Dragon Ball movie was.
Yeah, like sheesh. Yeah, but like okay, the guy is not bad looking. I'm not saying he's ugly or anything, but he has like a weird face that really resembles that Luffy look.
Yeah, that goofy look.
Yeah, he has a goofy face. He's not bad looking, but he has a goofy face. And I think that what they did with Luffy was what they did with Wonder Woman. Because he has so much of an accent, it kind of brings a bit of a personality to him, right? But then again, Luffy isn't Japanese. He's actually Oda, because I remember in interview with Oda, they asked him, is everyone in the show Japanese? And he absolutely said, way before the Netflix thing even became thought, he said no. Majority of the characters that you see are from different regions of the world. He said Luffy was Brazilian. Zoro was the only actually Japanese person. Usopp, I don't remember. I know he's some form of African descent. Sanji's from France, I believe, and Nami's somewhere from Europe as well.
Oh, and Robin is Russian.
Oh, and Robin is supposed to be Russian. So like every character was diverse by default. So Oda was way ahead of the curve before this became a thing. So when anyone says it's trying to be woke, I don't think so, because given how One Piece is constructed and how their characters are made, no. It'll be hard to not it'll be hard to pander. The only thing I saw that was close to pandering on the One Piece show was Nami's sister. There was no need for that. But then again, it was like, you know what? If the actress can do what she can do, fine. Because I didn't think it was needed for her to be actually a black woman, given that Nami's from Europe. But then again, they're supposed to be stepsisters.
He's Brazilian. Chopper is Canadian.
Sanji's from France. Frankie's from America. Usopp, Africa.
And I forger the last two.
I forgot the last two. Robin's from Russia. This is Sanji. Zoro's from Japan. I think Nami's somewhere from Europe. But what threw me off about, because if you remember the show, Nami and her sister was from a war-torn. They I don't know if they was actually related, but they were adopted by that soldier lady because of some type of war they was a part of. I don't know if they really distinctly distinguished that part, but like, it kind of throws me off about this black woman with straight up purple hair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They
it's
were
like,
not.
it is what it is. It was just, it threw me off. I'm like, that was the closest thing to a pander, but I don't think it doesn't go any more further than that. So it's something that you can tolerate and be like, I don't really understand, but fine, whatever. I'll take it. It's not that big a deal. It's One Piece. Like, there's literal chicken people and like animals walking around talking. We're gonna have a talking, reindeer in the next couple.
They weren't
seasons.
related. The sister found Nami under a truck of some sort.
Okay, I believe that, because I believe that they found. Okay, I know they're not. Okay, I understand that. I get that they're not related. Get that. Thank you. But what throws me off is this black woman, this dark-skinned black woman in Europe. I'm like, with purple hair. That kind of threw me off. I'm like, the likelihood of that happening in a war-torn country. Don't like that. And like, but then again, like, it's just a small change. It's not that big of a deal, so it's like whatever. But
Ryo. Wait, how?
Yeah, I'm talking about based on the I'm comparing based on the Netflix show and then the anime. Because I remember she was adopted by that soldier woman, and there was those kids. I think her sister, the purple-haired sister, I forgot her name, was holding Nami at the time. I think she was just still a baby at the time. I think she was still like a child, somewhat of a child. She was still like a toddler somewhat. And it was all battered and beaten or hurt or whatever. And that lady adopted both of them. Forgot her name. But yeah, I think the show looks like it's amazing, and everyone says to me, I haven't even got to watch it yet, and I gotta get time to watch it.
Nami was 3,
and the sister was 5. Yeah, she was still a toddler at that point. But yeah, I like, as long as if you have the creator at hand, I think things will go fine. And sometimes, to be honest, not everything has to be adapted into a movie. Honestly, I think some things should be just left alone. It's just like, I know we have the technology to a certain extent to make things come to life, but like some things are just left not to be touched for obvious reasons, or just like
Ryo. Yep. I love debates.
Yeah. All right. So with that said, that was Hero. Hey, I didn't mean to go on a whole little tangent on that. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, and we'll go on to the next one. All right. Now we're gonna go to the next one. Here it says, this one's a Clownfish TV, and they said here, the internet goes pay to play. Musk charges for tweets. So apparently, this is what I said to you guys. It's happening in Twitter, probably. I don't know if it's gonna be exactly that, or unless they're exaggerating what they're trying to say here. But like, it's happening. If they're gonna charge you for tweets, they're gonna charge you for your email next.
Oh, they were doing that.
Oh, really, for real?
Yeah, you have to charge for space.
Oh no, that's space. The email in general. Because remember, anyone can make 1,010 emails.
True.
So like, that's a thing. They may have to do that.
You mean X? I hate that name.
Yeah, on Twitter. I call it Twitter. I don't call it X. I don't even bother. I'll call it Twitter X.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am not here with Geeky Sparkles, so we're going to talk about Space Daddy. Now we're going to talk about X, we're going to talk about Elon Musk, and we're going to talk about the end of the free-to-play internet. And what I mean by that is so many apps and social media sites and websites that we've been using for years that were traditionally free are now going to cost you. And I know a lot of people had a problem when Elon Musk bought Twitter. Could put a period at the end of that sentence. It would still be true. But, you know, he's charging for verified status. He's charging for premium. And now he's going to charge you to tweet at all. You're going to have to pay to tweet.
Good. You know why? I know that a lot of people don't like that, and I don't even like that. But in a way, it keeps the crazies not being able... You can't... For you to... Like, listen, this makes a bunch of people who are usually crazy and terminally ill on the internet, they can't be on Twitter. Most people can't be on Twitter anymore because they're broke. And they're broke.
Ryle.
They can't.
No more racism.
There'll be no more harassment and all this stuff. Most people are broke. So these journalists, they definitely can't be on Twitter no more because they have no job to start with. He, ha, hoo, he, ha. I don't care. Yeah, it affects me, but I don't care. I just don't care.
He spent $44 billion on this website, so, you know, that's the thing. And if you're not paying to use an app or a service, you kind of become the commodity, right? I mean, this is what Facebook does. Yeah, Facebook is quote-unquote free to use, but man, they mine your data like crazy. And they sell it to other people as far as I can understand it. But we're gonna talk about this because I am seeing this all over the place right now. Everybody's making a big deal out of it because all of these broke-ass activists aren't going to be able to pay their $1 or $2 a year or whatever it's going to cost. They don't want to pay it.
Good. These losers will get off the internet, get a job, stop worrying about they, them pronouns all day. You won't be able to tweet ever again. Actually, this will make more people more bolden to talk crazy.
Get your paper up.
Yeah, like, think of it this way. This will embolden more people to be mean to them now. Anyone who's, like, I'm telling you, most people who go by they, them pronouns are usually not crazy. Usually they're either crazy or they're lacking something in life, or they usually not really great people. They're usually pretty insufferable.
Get you paper up, LOL face with tears of joy.
Like, straight up. So like, these journalists and activists, they won't have no money. They won't have no money. at all.
But I'm seeing it everywhere.
I think the worst type of activist is those people who bring their children to their rallies. Like children. Like their kids. When they're supposed to be at home. Cooking dinner. Or helping them with their homework. But they bring their kids on a weekend or a weekday on an activist thing for some country that they're not even a part of. I think you are mentally ill at that point.
Now, everywhere.
Ryo.
So before we get into any
Oh
further,
my God,
please
not the
subscribe for
children.
more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Yeah, everybody's talking about this. I'll go out to TechCrunch. Elon Musk
people
plans
who
to
do
charge
that.
new
Yes,
users.
it's disgusting. You bring your kids to something that kids don't care about. And you're trying to indoctrinate them to like it too. So they think they're doing something good for their parent, but really you're just not doing them a service. You're teaching them to be a degenerate one way or another. Now, there are ways to get your way, and there are conventional ways to doing it. And being sometimes protesting is a safe way of doing it, but in most cases, we don't even call it protesting anymore.
Ryo.
Most of these people are
They just
violent.
wanted to watch Paw Patrol.
Yeah, that's all they want. Watch Paw Patrol. They want to watch Paw
Oh, yeah,
Patrol,
they got
right?
rid of that because of
The police, yeah. They want to watch Paw Patrol, right? But now
But yet
because
the movie
people
did really good in box office.
because people from Seattle doesn't like police because of obvious reasons, they take their kids and say Black Lives Matter and all that stupid nonsense. Like, bro.
To enable posting. Elon Musk is planning to charge new X users a small fee to enable posting on the social network to curb the bot problem. That's what he's saying. It's to curb the bot
Makes sense to
problem.
me.
Some of the
Hey, listen, I have no problem with this. If it's just tweeting, I don't care. I don't care. If it's a subscription for like $2 a month or something like that, fine. Fine, I have no problem with this. One, there's no bot harassing me. Two, people can't make bot mobs. They can't, because for them to tweet, they need $1. Actually,
Ryo.
to be honest with you,
I don't either, TBH.
to be honest with you, this is not Elon Musk's fault. This is the people who's tech savvy enough not to think, maybe the bot thing is not working. Maybe we should stop doing this because it's not really helping the platform now because these people don't know when to stop because they like to go after J.K. Rowling all day. These trans activists can't harass this woman no more because the majority of these trans activists are too busy paying for their surgeries, and that's already expensive as it is.
No, they're going to the military and getting free surgery.
Oh yeah, but then again, even they still can't pay for that. They broke.
have verified checks though, so it's like what.
La hora de comer es especial.
And I think the only reason, if I remember right, the only how you're going to be able to tweet for free is if you're already like a celebrity making money on the
Ryo.
on the thing.
Paying for their surgery skull.
It's wild.
I think they need to do more, but here's the thing: like, I mean, he bought a site full of bots.
Yeah.
So if he got rid of every bot,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. If Elon Musk actually implements this or this becomes a true thing, every other platform will do it too. Actually, this will attack Disney on a high level because Disney is known for using bots. They're known for using bots. Now, I know they're known for using bots for their for Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't know if they use bots on Twitter. But if they do, I'm pretty sure they do in some form, whether to boost their videos or their postings. But now it'll be even more difficult for them to get away with the nonsense saying that their so-called movie that they posted that was woke and annoying as hell is the #1 movie in America. They like doing that. It's like they like saying this movie is #1 in America. Laugh out loud. Critics can't get enough. And it's like, that's the Marvels though. What are you talking about?
Robbins. Hello everyone.
Hey Ari, what's going on?
Sock Puppet account, would there be anybody left, or would it, would we have like half as many people?
Good. I don't care.
In a reply to an X account that posted about changes on X's website, Musk said charging a small fee to new accounts was the only way to stop the onslaught of bots. Current AI and troll farms can pass arguable bot with these, Musk said, referring to tools like CAPTCHA. While replying to another user,
majority of these losers who are broke are gonna say he's not doing this to get rid of the bots. He's just doing it because he don't want to be criticized, or he's mad at what is it, Don Lemon? Is that his name? Don Lemon? Yeah.
The Lemon Man?
The lemon man. They're gonna make some. Most of these broke liberals, progressives are not, or activists are not going to see it as he's trying to help get more organic reach for most people. Because I would love to get organic reach. I'd rather get five. I said this the other day.
WSGRE.
I'd rather have 5 people who come to my stream and talk. 5 out of the 4 talk. Than have 200 plus people, and I said this yesterday when Ari was asking me this, to have 200 plus bots and then just the same 5 people talking. You know what I'm saying? That's annoying as hell. And it feels very disheartening at the same time, because it makes you think, oh, there's 200 people. Can't wait for all these people to say something. Maybe they like what I do. Maybe they might meme. Maybe they might follow. They might sub. They might ask questions. They might get to know me as a creator, or go and be part of the community, or join the Discord. No, it's just a bunch of lifeless bots just sitting there. And I'm getting, it's just so disappointing. It's like, I'd rather have 5 people watch me than 200 plus not saying nothing. Imagine 200 eyes staring at you and not saying a thing to you. You're in a, like, it's that elevator joke where someone walks in an elevator and everyone just stares at you. You're in the middle and there's like 10 other people and they're just staring at you. You'll be like, what is happening? And then when you say, hey guys, why are you guys staring at me? And they're not responding, you just feel like even more awkward.
That's scary FR.
That is annoying as hell.
Musk charging new unverified users $1 per year in New Zealand and the Philippines. Wow. Well, new free users signing up for the platform from these regions could read the post, but they couldn't.
Oh, sorry about that. So, like, it says that you have to, in Brazil, I think you said Brazil, you have to give $1 for an annual year for you to subscribe to, you know.
I would make it $100 for the whole year.
No, people won't tweet.
That's just stop these.
Even an activist has $1.
That's a sad thing.
It is a sad thing, but when you think of it, it stops bots, because the person who's making the bots, or the insane people making the bots, can't be paying for each one.
That, and I don't think you can use the multiple credit card on one account.
Because like how many bots, like if you made even one other bot,
only 1.00 sucks brew.
Yeah, it's only $1. That's easy to pay for an annual year. Yes, makes sense. I think that makes total sense. I don't really like the idea of paying for a post or paying 2 posts, but if it stops the bots problem, I have no problem.
Hello, Chrissy.
They say hello, Chrissy.
Hello.
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 Interact with them. To post content like repost, reply, bookmark, and quote, you had to pay a fee. Musk might apply a fee similar to that in other regions. Earlier this month, X said that the platform was starting a major purge of spam account activity, warning users that their follower account might be affected. However, with a plan to charge,
I don't care.
Users,
I'd rather you get rid of all the bots. I don't care if they, like, if I have 300 bots, if I, like right now.
Hi, Artextrix.
It's hi, Artextrix from Bry.
Bye.
Bye. But I like that. I don't care if they purge all, because I'm tired of Instagram, bro. I have 26,000 something followers on Instagram, and I don't even think majority of those people are even real. Because whenever I post, I get a few thousand likes here and there, but I'm thinking to myself, why am I not growing? And it will tell me that new people are seeing it, but my old people are, no. Old people are not, my old followers are not interacting with my stuff, or posting, or sharing my stuff. So that tells me that they're either bots, or these are lazy individuals, or they just hate me. But follow me anyway.
Ryle.
It's either one of those 3 things.
Wait, where Gunter also tell your sis I said hi.
Oh yeah, Gunter's being... We have to fix Gunter. He is having some issues. We're going to calibrate him. But we didn't have time to do it today. So he's under maintenance. He'll be back. He will be back. And I'll be back on TikTok soon. I already got confirmation from my my agent.
Ryle. Sad face.
Yeah, I know. Everyone loves Gunther. I know. I understand. But he needs to be. He needs to get some. He's going to the doctor. He has to get checked up. His evaluation needs to be configured.
Company seemingly aims to tackle the bot problem better.
Go to the ghost doctor.
So Musk talked about battling the bots last year. Yeah, I mean, it's been a problem. It's a bigger problem now than it was before, I think. I mean, I think Twitter has always been at least 50% fake.
Yes,
I think
he's our fav lil guy.
How
could you not love him?
Yeah, he's adorable. He has no trouble. He's adorable. He always look angry, but he's just a lovable soul. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I believe that Twitter. I think Instagram should do this too.
Yeah, Instagram is weird AF. They are definitely picky.
Yeah, like Instagram is weird as an artist. Like the only way for you to blow up on Instagram as an artist, if you're posting not only like 4 or 3 times a day, but you have to post like trend stuff, and you can't use as many hashtags as you know you should. And if you try to do like original stuff, the chance of you even getting anything is unlikely. You have to do stuff that already exists, like Sonic, Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like if you want to do some original stuff, you have to play ball and be a fan artist, and that's annoying, right? Or even if you do that, that's still not guaranteed because you have to be using everything. That damn Zuckerberg wants you to use everything in the platform. They want you to post, they want you to send reels, they want you to use carousels, they want you to post on your timeline, post on your stories, they want you to share the stories, they want you to be a part of a bunch of stupid stuff that they keep trying to implement that people don't use.
Every other reply is porn, and it doesn't matter how often you block them, how often you report them. They keep popping up.
Yeah, they just keep popping up.
So this is gonna piss people off.
You guys kind of witnessed that the other day when that dude was attacking Ari on TikTok. He had a bunch of bot accounts. That's why he kept on coming back, because I kept on banning him.
Angela Robbins.
Can't be doing that.
Even some fan art will only get them a couple thousand likes.
Yeah, and it's annoying after a while.
But that's okay. He's the 3rd wealthiest person now. He's behind Bernard Arnault and Arnault and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. So he's building rocket ships. He's buying. See, he's not building them, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Elon Musk can pay to send people to space. He can create bulletproof cars and robots and but let people play video games with their brain, but they can't get rid of the bots on X. It's just weird. But yeah, this is kind of the new internet, guys. So, and I know a lot of people are going to freak out about this, and they're going to be like, oh my God, everything costs. But yeah, everything costs now. Reddit is charging for its API usage. Twitter.
Streets of Rogue 2.
Under Musk started charging for that. So apps that were dependent on that, they started charging people. You go to websites now because the ad rates are down and everybody's got ad blockers.
You know, ESG could have worked if we just did it by the book and say, okay, we're looking for people who we're not like, this is how we should do things with ESG and DEI and all this stupidness. How it could have worked is like this. We're looking for more minorities to be part of the workforce of certain areas in certain industries. But instead of just looking for minorities, we're looking for those who are qualified. So if you're looking for to be a job of a minority in a certain industry, show us that you can do it. Don't be because you just check mark. You know what I'm saying? And then you attack white people at the same time, especially white males, straight white males specifically, and then drop them. Because if you guys look closely what's going on airline, like airports and stuff, they're putting everything on DEI first. And I can see I'm surprised that airplanes have not dropped out of the sky yet. If you see some of the airplane commercials that's been being broadcast lately, it is very cringe, very pandering, and very strange. Like, it's very, very strange, right? And I remember Decoy Voice did a video on this where there was because the CEO of, I think, was it Airlines, forgot which one it was. It was American Airlines, something like that. The CEO was saying that we're putting equity inclusion first and X, Y, and Z. And then it came to fruition that they hired a I think it was an African American pilot. I think he was African American, or I think he was foreign. He was a pilot, and when they put him on staff, he said he didn't know what he was doing. He was pressing any button. Note, this is not on practice. He's doing this with people on the plane, and they said he was pressing buttons. He was just pressing anything that looked like it could work. And he said he only got the job because he happens to fall into, he was a diversity hire. That is very scary. I think you can look it up. You can type in decoy voice airlines or something like that, and you will see it's an Asian guy explaining what's going on. And it's wild. It's wild, right? Instead of getting a black guy or Hispanic guy, Asian guy, or someone of color or whatever the hell, and they are just as good or better than the pilot, then there's no problem. Than the previous pilot. Better yet, what would be better if the pilot that they're going to replace, or the pilot that's previously there, can evaluate if that person who is part of the DI program is ready to fly in the air. So if it's a white guy who happens to be the previous guy who's the previous airlines pilot, let them be some form of validation to make sure that this person of color or this person of whatever can do it.
No, he white.
No, he's white, so, we're not going to listen to him because that's racist. And guess what happened to that submarine? You know what I'm saying? They said they did it just to be woke. They said something around the lines of, it's a bunch of white guys, so we're not going to do it. We're trying to be inspirational and get young people in, so we just got a bunch of diversity people into the submarine and had people try to pilot that don't know what they was doing, X, Y, and Z, and now those people are dead.
By a PlayStation controller?
Yeah, they use a PlayStation controller to drive the submarine.
I don't think that was real. I think it was all sham.
Well, the way that thing exploded didn't look like a sham. Well, the simulation on how that exploded, that must have been painful as hell.
Actually, they say it was instant, so they...
Oh, okay.
Sites, and they're asking for subscriptions.
That happened.
Oh, that sucks.
And they're asking for you to support them directly with tips or whatever, or to disable your ad blocker. The ad blocker people ask you for money now. That never used to be the case, or very seldom. Now, as soon as it updates, they want some money via PayPal. All of these apps that were once free now cost. There are no more free rides on social media.
Yeah, the Silicon Valley money has dried up. It is over. We are screwed. It is over. No more free rides. You have to pay for your emails probably. Every post you make, you have to pay $1 probably. Your YouTube videos, you may have to pay a fee just to drop off your YouTube video.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, virtually everything you could probably think of that you use for free, you may have to pay. So everything's pay to play. The demo you want to play, that Stellar Blade demo you want to play, you gotta probably pay $2.
It's a demo. It's supposed to be free.
Well, no, we don't do that here. We try to make a profit. Because since DEI and all this stuff in Silicon Valley and BlackRock and all these and Vanguard threw their money away and made very terrible choices in the long run, it has destroyed and ruined the free market to a certain extent. And because of this, you and I have to pay, and the future is not looking great. This is why This is why I started realizing when Clip Studio Paint started charging people to use their platform, it was over. It was over. I remember back in the day when you got Photoshop, you bought it and you got it. That don't exist no more. Everything is going to be subscription based. Everything will be subscription. You playing Xbox, subscription. You're going to play Overwatch, subscription. If you want to play a certain character, subscription. Everything will be a subscription. From picking your character to probably even moving the cursor on the UI is going to probably cost you a few bucks. That's how bad this is going to get. We're going to live in a crazy dystopian world.
There are no more. I mean, there are, but it's not ideal. So
Angela Robbins.
Teach,
is it all right if I send something over Discord really quick?
Wind up. I think that we're going to have an internet that looks more like it did at the beginning when there weren't any free rides. People forget. If you wanted to host a website, you had to pay to host the website. It wasn't until like Tripod and GeoCities and stuff came along, but the trade-off was they slathered your site in banner ads. If you wanted a site without ads, you had to pay for it. If you wanted to host a forum, you had to pay for it. Actually, back in the day, I remember if you wanted to become a member of a forum, a lot of times you had to pay for it.
And this is probably why the world was a lot better, because there was always a stopping block of everything. So for you to make a bunch of complaints to say about their they, them pronouns and this, that, and the third, and everything's racist, everything's sexist, all this stuff, gone. I'm pretty sure, what's her name who ruined gaming? What's her name? Starts with A. I forgot her name. She's a giant schnoz. I forgot what's her name. She's a feminist. She was part of Feminist Frequency. She started that. What was she called? Oh my god, what's her name?
I don't think she's worth remembering.
No, it's people like her made this. Probably made this thing.
Samurai. Anita
Sarkeesian. There we go.
Oh,
because of people like her and more activists like her, they ruined it.
Damn.
Think about it. Think closely about this. If Sweet Baby Inc., Anita Sarkeesian, Gamergate, all these things didn't happen, and ESG, Larry Fink, all this stuff didn't happen, do you know how many great games we would have had? Do you know how much money we would have spent on such great games that should have been hits, movies that should have been hits? Bro, we had the Multiverse of Madness, and that went left. The possibilities, what could have been, went out the window.
Angela Robbins. Sent it over to you on Discord.
Okay, I'll look in a second. Like, think about it. We had the Eternals. One of the most great, one of the most important characters in Marvel history in the comics. Totally just a big diversity pandering. That's all it became. Especially for normies. They didn't know what the hell these characters were. Like, if you was in the comics and you knew who the Eternals were, you know how much of a big damn deal they were. But because they was watered down into some type of, college brochure for superheroes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just became just nothing. It's nothing. I don't think anyone's sitting here thinking, I really want that Turtles 2 movie. Me and my girlfriend sat and watched that movie. That was abysmally boring. The fight scenes was boring. It was boring. How do you have giant demon-like monsters running around and stuff, and you have superpowered humans that's almost like god level to the point that it looks like that had a dude that was pretty much a rip-off Superman, and it was boring to watch. Oh man, we really dropped the bag letting that DEI thing run through rampant. Oh god.
Social media being free, and it never really was free. It was, ad supported and venture capital supported.
Yeah.
And the venture capital was gone. And, a lot of these companies, they were startups and they had a 5 or 10 year plan. And, Twitter was never profitable, ever. So, it's possible that Elon Musk could get X to profitability with far fewer people using it. And you'd have a much better, more curated experience. And there are some benefits to it. I actually was going to...
There is benefits to it, because what's going to happen is other companies are going to look at what Elon Musk is doing. They're not going to ignore what he's doing. Their job is to make money. That's their job. Well, if you're woke, no, it's not. But because they can't keep doing this, because the Silicon Valley's money is dried up, they can't do it no more. Opportunity out of outcome is not going to work anymore. That just doesn't work. It was proven over history that doesn't work, but because we're ignorant to the fact that we're stupid Americans, we don't know how to listen. We like to We like to one piece our way through things. They're just like Luffy. You know how Luffy likes to get into a fight and he just runs in without thinking. He just kind of wants to just run. That's how we do things. That's the most American thing. I think that's why a lot of people love Luffy, because he's just very American. If you really think about it, he just runs in and hope for the best from that point. He doesn't really go in with a plan. He's just like, if you are annoying me, I'm going to kick your ass, and that's literally how that's gonna go. Hopefully the plot armor will come in, but like Jesus, like bro, I'm going to put hands on you. And it doesn't work like that for everybody, because not everyone's an MC worthy. So
ship, and now that they're adding more features, I'm kind of like, nah, you know, I think I'm gonna stick around a while and see where this goes. I think I am, because it doesn't seem as bad as it was. I mean, there's still some pretty awful people on X, but it doesn't seem like they're coming out in droves.
Listen, but I think they like to see how far they can go before they're caught.
Yeah, that's that extremely sinful nature we have as humans. That cynical, sinful nature we have. We really like to play with fire, because it's a weird thing. It's like we like to do this thing where
how far we can go.
Yeah, we like to see how far we can go till we can literally get scorched earth hard. Like let's use an example. Like if you're a person who steals candy at the 7-Eleven and you haven't been caught, you're gonna feel emboldened to do even more. Actually, the problem with being, whether it's good or bad reasons, whether we're good or bad, one thing about what we have is something called the dopamine receptors. So no matter how bad or something good is, if the dopamine hits, it will make you want to do it again.
If it's just right at a certain dosage, like eating a cookie, you will continue eating it over and
over again. This is why we have, look at Philadelphia. Look at California. You know what I'm saying? Look at how drugged out most of the people that are there, because they indulge in their desires, and now they're just on the street like zombies. It's literally like zombies. To be honest, like, I don't even think people are robbing them. Like, I don't think criminals are robbing people who are on the street, who are literally walking like a zombie. There's no need to do it, because they have no money. What do they have? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I know. You know, they're all going to other free corners of the internet. I mean, we saw it happen with Tumblr, right? Tumblr, free, and then it went from being worth like $1 billion to like $3 million. And WordPress scooped it up. WordPress, that was another one. WordPress, like, man, you don't get anything for free now. Jetpack charges through the nose compared to what they used. It used to be free. You know, all these apps that used to be free,
Angela Robbins,
if you run a website, now cost.
A ton of people from California are moving to Montana because of how insane their taxes got.
I think that's the last of, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure taxes are high because in California and Seattle and all these liberal countries, they're paying for like all these social programs that don't make sense, and it's just causing more trouble in the long run.
There's a social program for people that are they have to take a class to learn how to help somebody not overdose on fentanyl when they're giving them fentanyl.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And then because of these liberal liberal states, you're paying more money than ever. But in conservative places, I don't think you're paying as much taxes, but I'm pretty sure you're paying taxes.
Everything is risen because some states are taking more taxes out of other states just to keep that funded.
Makes sense. And because of this, and because people in Seattle like to say defund the police all damn day, and I think Insomniac Games I think it's located in Seattle. The idea of police is problematic for most progressives. But what's funny is, I think Decoy Voice said this too. Nothing's more funnier than making a bleeding heart liberal into a hard edge and staunch conservative when things don't go their way. It's really funny. They'll say defund the police, right? And then as soon things go left, where's the police? It happened in New York. They were saying defund the police and stuff. I guess they did that. And then now there was a shooting in the subway, and there are a bunch of people who asked for this say, where's the police? Where's the NYPD? I don't know. You said no
Angela
police.
Robbins. They are regretting the decision to defund police in New York as well.
You literally
I heard
voted
it on
for
the
this.
news.
Yeah, you've literally voted for this. Like, what do you think was going to happen? What happens if if there was 300 police officers in your area and there's only 20? What do you think is going to happen? Remember, if there was 300 police officers in your one area at the time,
and crime was still rampant,
and crime was rampant to a certain point where you think it was not enough, what do you think 20 is going to do? And I think in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, there's a law now that police only help you to a certain amount of time. So I think when they're on the clock between, I think, 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., anything after that, they can't help you, or something like that, if I remember right.
Yeah.
That's a thing now. They can't help you after 4 p.m.
Angela Robbins. That's easy. What will happen is sheer chaos.
And you see what happened to California. People just running up in stores, stealing stuff.
Darth Hold up, where is there 300 police officers around in the same area?
No, I'm using an example, but I think you're being funny. But like, I'm using an example. So like, let's just there was 300 people not in the same area, but like in the same, I want to say area, like in one specific place, but like spread out in that area. I want to say 300. That's a bit of a high number, but I'm just using an example. So like, if you have 300 plus, and then you have 20, what do you think 20 is going to do out of the 300? They're not going to make you any more safe. You're going to be even more in danger now, because like, criminals are not stupid. They're stupid, but they're not stupid. Being a criminal is stupid, but if you play smart, you can get away with a lot of stuff. Especially if you're some type of protected group. Oh God, it's over from that point. Once you're a protected group, over. They can't do you nothing.
They release you within.
They release you. Yes, they release you in 24 hours or less.
I mean, it's just the
sometimes they don't even take you to the station. They just let you go.
New reality. The free rides are over. They are. So speaking of X and speaking of improvements, their live streaming is actually pretty cool. And I've been streaming out on X. You can actually go to
Yes,
the look at.
As a car guy with a beefed up sports car from the early 90s that many cops in one area scares me, lol.
Really? Nah, it won't scare me. As long as you're not doing anything illegal, you're good. No, I know not all cops are all that nice, but then again, not all cops are all evil. So you gotta put in that context. As long as you're not doing anything illegal, you shouldn't have to worry about no cops. If I saw 10, 15 cops in front of me, I would not be scared. I will say, hello, officer, what's going on, bro? If you be friendly with the officer, they're not going to be mean to you. What officer is going to be mean to you if you're friendly with them? Especially if you give them respect. They'll more likely protect you more than the person who they're not giving respect to.
Darth Goricorn. She is straight piped, lol.
So, you know.
Account. I've been streaming occasionally on the Clownfish TV.com account, but I think I'm probably, if it's just me, I think I'm going to stream on the Neon account. I was playing Berserk Boy today, which is basically
like, let me use an example. I remember way back when I was I think I was 17, 16 at the time, or maybe 18. I don't remember. I was in my early 20s. I was going in my early 20s very soon, in my late teens. And I remembered I was walking with the ex-girlfriend a way long time ago. We was taking a walk together, and I think I was drinking some type of energy drink. And I remember I threw the energy drink into like the public trash, and I missed. The cop saw it, and he said, "Hey, son, you think you can fix that, bro? I really appreciate it if you did." He didn't yell at me, he didn't call me any names or whatever. He just said, "Hey, son, come on, man? You gotta keep this place clean." And I said, "I'm sorry, officer." Went up, picked up the can, put it in there, moved on with my life. I didn't have a whole argument calling him a bunch of pigs and stuff and trying to go to jail for a can. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because of the officer. He has a point. If you take care of your neighborhood will look clean and it will look safe. But if you disrespect your neighborhood,
Nightbird,
you're gonna get disrespectful
be a support
people.
hero today.
It is what it
by
is.
Using commands like /donation and /cash
If
app.
that was any millennial, like any like new age kid of today, they'll pull out their phone, call them a bunch of names, say, "Look at this cop trying to tell them what to do. Racist cop, pig, X, Y, and Z." You know what I'm saying? They'll go a whole tangent, put on TikTok and all that stuff, and then say and try to antagonize cop. Cop won't even engage with you because it's not that serious at the point, especially as a kid or a teenager or something. They'll just walk away. They're not even gonna bother with you because the headache, they don't want to be the next Black Lives Matter gig. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But the other thing, I think Black Lives Matter is on the run right now. So
yeah, because it was money laundering, I believe.
oh yeah, there was money around there, wasn't there? They were using the money that they say they was gonna use, but they used
Angela
for other
Robbins.
things.
Yeah.
LMAO, you're not wrong there.
It is what it is. I don't have fear of cops like that.
Man type game, and I'll probably be doing some draw streaming and stuff over there, but I think it's worth it. I mean, I would rather pay for X and have a much better experience. The only thing I'm worried about is we're not going to get a lot of normies on the platform.
Good.
Because people have been trained to expect everything for free.
Well,
but, I mean,
we're gonna untrain them.
reality, guys. This is not the way it's going to be going forward. Everything is going to cost, and the money that's not being made with advertising or subscriptions is going to be passed on to the consumer. You're going to have to pay. So I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
All right, that was Clawfish
Darth
TV.
Goricorn. My Subaru has a beefed up very loud classic 350 and is painted entirely royal purple, and it feel like they target cars like mine sometimes.
Dude, you're royal purple. Is that like a basic blue? You pick royal purple. It's like okay, so remember, purple's between the color between red and blue, right? So you pick the extra purple blue. I mean purple. So it's like I wouldn't say it's like even a lightish reddish purple, but like remember, red cars are usually, I know it's not red, but most red cars are the most likely to be stolen than blue cars. So you pick a royal purple. That's crazy. I don't know. But I won't even worry about it too much. I feel like they're
Raiga Samurai. Are you part of the Saints?
Yeah, let me part of the Saints Row. I didn't think of that. The Saints Row.
Angela Robbins. Don't forget they did say royal purple.
Yeah, real specific. You didn't say purple. You said royal purple. That's a strong purple, my bro. I don't know. I understand if you like your car. I get it, because like if you're proud of your car, where people out there have their hobbies, their pride in their things. I get that.
Darth Goricorn.
You gotta keep in consent.
That is part of the theme I am going to run when decal work gets done.
Okay, so like this is what I'm saying. Like I understand you have your pride in your stuff and the money you invest in your car. That's fine, but you have to keep in consideration. Just because you have a beeped up car and it looks nice and you put a lot of things in it, it doesn't exempt you from the fact that people are going to either steal it from you or cops are going to target you. No, I'm not going to say they're going to not target you. You just have a very obvious car that is very standing out from the rest. It's like if I had a giant anime chick on my car and expect cops not to spot me with the giant anime bosom bitch on my car door. It's gonna stand out. Once you stand out, if you are black, then no. Blue, no. Maybe white. I think the two colors.
No, the two most known, three most known colors for cars is white, black, and champagne.
White? No.
Yes, those are the most common colors.
Oh, common cars.
Yes. Yeah, so
you're not talking about stealing.
No, I'm just talking about common.
Because it's usually red cars.
Red cars and blue cars are usually the most two are stolen.
Blue cars?
Yeah, they're now on the rise.
Damn. I know red ones was
Angela
always a thing.
Robbins. They might target you if you don't have mufflers on your car for being too loud.
Perhaps, yeah. Alright, let me just look at what Ari says. Oh, wait. Like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, all that great stuff. Clownfish TV. Thank you guys for that. So you guys hear this, the internet's going to start being not the internet anymore. It's not going to be free as you thought. So that's the sad part. So I'll see you guys in the next one and all that great stuff later. I don't think it's going to get exactly 1-for-1. Because people are going to
still moving in.
I just realized. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Alright, so let me help Ari real quick and we'll go to the next video.
So today I want to expose you.
This one's a different video. This one's different. This is different from all the ones I usually do. I'm gonna explain why I picked this, but real quick, let me see what Ari wants. Ari said here, teach, would it be possible to show how to draw this character? I'm not 100% sure where her energy line is. Also, I'm not sure where her crotch and breast would be. Always remember what I taught you guys is that everything, to know where the crotch is when you can't see it, you use the rib cage. The rib cage will tell you where the crotch is. So you do like this. You take like this. Like this. That will indicate to you where the crotch is. The rib cage for females used to point in a certain V-like direction. Make sure when you're doing this, you're looking at the rib cage as accordingly. So, like for instance, let me use an example. Hold on. Let me pull it up. I guess I'm.
Angela Robbins. I remember that I said that cause her legs are somewhat overlapped.
Well, first you gotta find the crotch first before you even do any of the legs, because you can put the legs where, and if the crotch are not aligned, then it's just you just wasted a bunch of time. So let me use this as an example. Now here, I can tell you that the crotch is a little off, but I will fix that later. So like, if you take the line and go straight down like this, and screw it down like this, that's where the crotch actually should be, because based on where it's pointing. 1, 1, and then 2. The crotch is supposed to be here. That's why it looks weird with this one just popping out here. It should be on this side. So I was supposed to take this and push it over here. So that's where that went wrong. So I messed up on that, but that proves it right there. And here and here, indicate right here. So that's how I'll know where the indication of that would be based on the rib cage. So let me show you what you need to do to draw this. I'm losing my voice.
Who's the calibrations?
Calibrations. So you got the lady here. She looks like she's wearing no pants. And then what we'll do is like this. The head. You can close that door. Then it's going like this. The line's going like this. Actually, better yet, let me make that a little more easier. You know, before I started the stream, I couldn't remember.
Angela Robbins. Plus her hand holding that donut gets pretty close to her face. Yeah. I've drawn similar before, but
I couldn't remember. But what happened?
Angela Robbins. It's hard not to overlap her hand next to her face.
Well, first thing, you have to do the parts that's under the hand. You have to do the part that's under the arm anyway. So I will get the torso first before you do anything. And because her arm is up, she's on a slant. On a slant like this, and I will say her body is like this. So this side is actually scrunching. This is squashing, and this is stretching. So her upper half is like this. This is squashing, so this whole part will be like this, as her leg is like that. And then we turn this like that. And then we put the other leg here. Like that. grab this part, it's a little too close. Like that, like that. I'll fix it, but we'll make it work. Like that. Okay. The leg is like that. It's right under here, and then we have the leg about here. Like that. Now we need to have the breast kind of like this. Because remember, she's on the side, so we're seeing more of this side boob. We'll see more of this side boob than this one. So we're going to see a curve. That. And then we're going to have the rib cage. I think it's rib cage. Not rib cage. Shoulder blades. Clavicle. There we go. The clavicle coming out. This. It's almost like the shoulders, like here. Right. I made the breast a little too big, but it's kind of anime-ish. We're just trying to have an indication where that is. And then like that. Now, if I don't know where the crotch is, all I have to do is turn this down a little bit. I know you can't do this already, but taking consideration like this, it'll be like that, like this, like that. Because this is going here, this is going here. There's the crotch. Actually, I'll go even more lower than that. Actually, crotch will be about here. So if you're wondering, that's where the crotch is. Now we have to fix this leg like this. I think digital art will save you a lot of time, Ari. You have to finesse your way through. Okay, like that, and the leg is like this. Okay. And then make the leg. Oops.
Angela Robbins. Yeah, I know. I'm just stubborn, lol.
I understand. I have the neck here, like that. I have the breast. Like so. Have the arm. About here in the elbow. That's the landmark. Let's just put the hand there for now so we have the placeholder. We erase this part. What is that?
Red and saltfish.
What is that?
Broccoli.
No, that.
This? It's the bread and saltfish.
Oh.
Angela Robbins. I think what got me is it looked like in the reference her legs looked like there was a space in. Angela Robbins. The center.
There is a space right here, but it's very small. Like this. But the way I drew it was a little bit too outward, so I would... Oops.
Darth Gorakorn. Did you see what happened with Warhammer 40k?
What did I see what happened? No, I'll look it up. Are you talking about the movie, the Warhammer movie, with Henry Cavill be starring it? Or are you talking about the game itself?
Darth Goricorn. Sweet Baby Ink got
No!
What?
Sweet Baby got their hands on Warhammer. They got their nasty little hands on it.
Darth Goricorn.
I'm sorry, but
From what I've read so far,
it's gonna be trash.
I'll look that up. I'll look it up in a second. And then we'll make this right about here. Okay. What the hell? Okay. Okay, you know what I kind of notice about these people who talk about woke topics all the time?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who are for woke, insane, like, ideologies and stuff. Have you noticed that they're usually married to the enemy?
Yeah.
They're usually dating and marrying this said enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Don Lemon have a white boyfriend? A white husband?
Mm-hmm.
But he talks about white supremacy all damn day.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't,
That's like being conquered.
what?
It must be like being conquered.
Yeah. Doesn't, what's her name?
Ryaga Samurai.
AOC?
Interesting.
AOC has a white boyfriend, but she talks about racism all day. How evil they say white people are, but she has a white boyfriend. Isn't that kind of odd? If you look at most majority of people who scream racism all day, they usually are associated or usually married. They're married or dating the so-called enemy they say is evil.
You're not like the other. He's an
Oh
ally.
yeah, I don't really run with that ally nonsense, because if they claim that all these so-called white people have privilege and power and this, that, and the third, why is it okay to date them then? Because they're gonna have privilege over you anyway. Are you trying to benefit from their privilege?
Darth Goricorn. Yellow Flash has a good video on it from what I've seen.
Okay. You gotta send me that video. I do watch his stuff. I do subscribe to him. Let me see. Because like that's wild to me. Like, have you never thought to that? Like that I noticed that how you guys can talk about this all day and say how evil white people are, but like you guys don't take account that you have a white boyfriend, a white girlfriend, or you have you're married to said and have children with the said enemy. It must suck to be that white person's significant other. That person's significant other as a white person, because if you do, you constantly have to be on eggshells with them if what they say is true. or maybe what they say is not true, and they're just getting a check at the end of the day.
I think make it both.
Or both, yeah. Maybe they're an insufferable individual, and somehow this white person got baited into your situation. You bait them in this.
Or a humiliation thing.
Or maybe that is probably a humiliation tactic. A kink or something. It's weird. It's like a weird white savior thing. It's a weird thing. It's very strange. Like, there's nothing wrong if you like white people if you love them. Nothing's wrong with that. I don't think anything's an issue with that at all. I don't care if you're someone who's African American and date just white people. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's a preference. I don't think that's mandatory for you to date said people because you happen to be falling into that. You can't choose the race you want. It's not like you're playing a video game. You can choose what race you can be. Right. So if say like for instance for Bry wants to date a bunch of Asian girls and he's another race. That's his prerogative. I don't think he should be shamed for such things. I don't think that makes sense. Why would I shame this person? Why would I shame him just because he doesn't get with a certain set of people that he happens to be born to?
Your comeback is, if you never tried it, how you know you don't like it?
You know what I'm saying, right?
Darth Goricorn sent you the link.
Okay. Well, you sent it through Instagram? Because it doesn't go through the chat.
That's kind of wild when I say that.
Darth Goricorn via message on here.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't pop up. You gotta send it me on Instagram if you can. It stops from links because of spam and all that crap. So like you gotta send it to me on Instagram. I'll check it out. I think the only people who can put links in there is me and the mods, if I remember right. Okay, like that.
Darth Goricorn. I don't have that LOL. I'm old and out of the loop on a lot of things LOL.
Okay, send it to me on Discord if you're possible. If you have Discord, do you have Discord, Darth?
Darth Goricorn.
Do.
I do.
Okay, yeah, send it to me on Discord. If you don't know where my Discord is, link in bio. You're on Twitch, so it should be in the link at the bottom, saying Discord or whatever, or it's just Linktree. If you don't see the Discord down there, it's also something called Linktree. It'll send to all my social media. You can go straight to the Discord, sign up, and then just, you know.
Darth Goricorn. The name will be the same as on here.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, Ari, that's pretty much how you draw the character. Actually, I made the arm a little bit too short here. But like, a little too short. Hey. Make the arm a little bit more like here. And like down here. Like so. So yeah, and then there's a gap here. And the foot here is coming out here. What the hell are you looking at?
Who's that meme, that video saying boys raised by dads and men raised by God and mothers? The ones that are
Angela Robbins.
Are going to
Thanks, Teach.
No problem. Yeah, they will. Now the hand here, like this, and then the circle.
There's a difference.
Right here. Look at him.
want to jump. He wants to jump.
There we go. So that's pretty much how you do it. Well, the angling on this is a little off, but it's close enough. So like I think that's how you want to keep in mind. So remember, to make this work, we use squash and stretch. We stretch this out so the stomach is a wide and much easier to see.
Sent.
Okay, cool. And then this side here is squashing in because remember she's sitting she's leaning more towards this way. So this one is going to open. So this side of this body is going to open. As this is closing, it's closing like this. And as you can see, because there's a squash and stretch here, they were going to put, I'll put a green. 1, 2. It makes it look dynamic because the shoulders and the hips are, I want to say more like, hold on, the shoulders are right here and the hips are more, it's more like this. They're coming in like they're coming as a, what do you call it? They're converging as they're going this way. They're not. They'll never meet. That what gives it its dynamicism because of the hips and the shoulder. The hips to shoulder ratios is going one concurrent way because this is why you don't want to be.
I come back to this. I left for 30 minutes.
It's all right. So when you come back here, what's going to happen is that once this is like this, it makes it dynamic because it makes it less neutral. The more less neutral or more obtuse the pose will be, the more interesting it will be. But you have to keep this in mind that the hip and shoulder ratio is balancing each other out in that sense. You don't want them to be like a straight shoulder and a straight thing. It's going to look really dull, stupid, and robotic. You don't want that happening. Oh, and another thing, you asked the question, where is the energy line?
Samurai.
The energy line
Welcome back.
It's like this. It's going like... when I always make the energy line, I like to go through the neck, on where the neck is, and then go through the body, press, and out. Now it looks kind of weird, so we can do an S curve. It's more of an S curve shape. Right. You can make it even more, you can make it more dramatic if you want, but you can do it like this if you want. You can do that, but I wouldn't. I try to make it as simple as possible for you to read it. And the legs like this. Then the arm is like this, and then the hands like this, and then. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. I hope that was helpful. Hello, Fendel. I cannot say your name correctly. Alright guys, so we're going to move on to the next thing on the videos. Okay, so before we go to Yellow Flash on what Darth sent me, here's this video here. It's only 6 minutes long. It was something that caught my eye. It's nothing too like amazing or anything. It's nothing like... It's basically a Kingdom Hearts inspired game, and it just kind of caught my eye based on the thumbnail, and it looks really interesting, so I want to share it. If you're a JRPG person, or you like RPGs, or you like just anime, anything related, this might be up your doorway. Now, you may not be a person who doesn't like anime. You may not like Kingdom Hearts because it's too like kiddish for you, or it's too convoluted, or it feels too cringe. That's fine. I love it. I'll play it. I don't give a shit. I love playing in Kingdom Hearts, but I understand there's some people who don't like the fandom because of the fandom, or they just don't like the overall everything about it, and that's fine. Different strokes, peoples. So there's this inspired video game based on Kingdom Hearts, and it looked really cool. So it might be an indie project that might come out soon. I might even play it if it ends up being really cool. Never seen the video, so let's see what it's about.
due to something that I haven't stopped thinking about since I saw the teaser trailer about a month ago. We're all pretty mad in the head when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, and there is a game that is currently in development that takes massive inspiration from the Kingdom Hearts series, while still maintaining an identity of its own. It's an indie project that's in the works as of right now that will eventually get a Kickstarter. I'm assuming that the development of this project relies solely on if the Kickstarter is successful, though it is coming from a small Spanish development studio that in the past have been successful with a game release known as Clid the Snail, which made its way to Steam as well as PSN. Visually speaking, Clid the Snail looks fantastic. To think this has come from a small indie project is pretty damn impressive, though the game overall didn't review too great. Though that being said, because this is their first outing into the video game industry, not bad, honestly. The new and upcoming project, though, has my attention, and I am most certainly going to be supporting the Kickstarter. It is known as Duskfade. This is practically a platformer-focused, cute and innocent Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, your eyes do not deceive you. That looks like a keyblade that the main character is holding, even with a very similar animation of holding the key-looking blade over the character's shoulders as he's running through the environment. The game was only announced 2 months ago, back in February. A Kickstarter is still yet to come, but this looks absolutely fantastic. It's so cool that we're starting to see Kingdom Hearts inspired projects pop up. I've even seen the label of Hearts-like starting to float around the internet. Now, the reason why I say it's a cute and innocent...
Is that what they're gonna be calling now? They're gonna call it Heart-like? Is a Heart-like game? So it's like, it's Kingdom Hearts inspired, so they call it Heart-like, like roguelike. That's kind of funny.
Bit
cringe,
but
it's funny.
is because it's very much more so cartoonish in the ways of its color palette and just the general aesthetic of the game overall. The enemy designs are quite clearly inspired through that of the Heartless. They all look very similar, but there are different variants of which. At this part of the trailer, there even looks like there is a Demon Tide inspired enemy, a whole cluster of these enemies all grouped together following the character. Now, we don't have too much information.
Oh, you can heavily inspired is like almost 95% because they didn't really make anything original. They just took the idea of the Heartless and Sora and just made it look different. That's all.
About this game other than the 1-minute teaser trailer, but from the trailer itself we can sort of assume that this game is an action platformer. There is combat here, of course, with the enemies and this keyblade looking weapon. It looks like you have a full combo that you can perform with the weapon with some very cool looking animations with the actual weapon almost transforming as...
Bro, it's literally a keyblade.
Dark My only problem with Kingdom Hearts is how hard it is to find all the collectibles. Finding all the collectibles should be punishment in prison.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Finding the collectibles is... I don't know if the collectibles was hard to find in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think the problem with Kingdom Hearts 3, in my opinion, was that it was way too fucking massive. Like, certain... No, not... No, majority of all the...
LOL.
Majority of the,
Felt empty.
Yes, majority of all the places. I understand they were trying to show the big scale of what the game can do now, or what the power of the consoles at the time can do. But I think they kind of missed the bag. Because I'm thinking to myself...
Genshin feels empty when it's that big.
Yeah, because like, yeah, you're right, because Genshin don't feel that empty, to be honest.
Even when you did all the side quests and everything, it still doesn't feel empty.
Yeah, because like, it's weird, because like, if you go to like any world... It is massive for like no reason, and it feels like an empty husk. I feel like they had more ideas, but they didn't have time to put in more ideas to make it feel more full. So they just made it big because they ran with the idea of nostalgia, because, you know, Kingdom Hearts came out like, so it's been a while. So people didn't really care. They was like happy it was big. Yes, this game is, yes, you're right. So like, it is what it is. So like, I don't know. And then the lack of the Final Fantasy characters part, that really bothered me. But then again, I remember they said the reason why they didn't do it because I think it was licensing problems, and they didn't get them in there.
True.
I don't think that was entirely true either. I think they want to knock this in that, because remember they had, because in Kingdom Hearts 3, if you look really at most of the new features, it's very reminiscent of that of Final Fantasy 14. When Noctis is them, you can take pictures, you can take selfies, and stuff like that. And you know, that part kind of bothered me because it's like I know Kingdom Hearts is like supposed to be nostalgic for most people, but I
No
don't
one
think it was
doing
really
this.
needed to get a phone and they take pictures and shit. I get what they're doing. They're trying to work with the whole we're up to date with the kids type stuff, and also it was like the Disney rides and stuff. So they like if you're at Disney World, it's kind of like a parallel thing of like you're taking pictures with Disney characters and stuff. And then especially if you take your phone or your camera or whatever, um, and you take a picture with Donald, they'll start posing and stuff. Like I get it, but like
It's
I
not
don't know.
needed.
It doesn't feel like Kingdom Hearts to me to that extent. It just feels like you're just kind of getting with the times, and it kind
It
of
felt
like
like that Disney game that they was trying to push. That park game that you had to walk around. And
yeah, yeah. I think ultimately that was what.
You perform the
surprised these
finisher
bastards
for the
for that.
combo, and I even noticed this animation in the combo is so similar to that of one of Sora's aerial attacks from
It's just like Sora. Look at his shoes. His shoes are yellow. His pants are red. He is wearing a hoodie. His hair is like black. It's almost curly. Come on, bro.
Kingdom Hearts 1. You can really tell that the developers are paying close attention to small details found in Kingdom Hearts to that of what's going on here in Dusk Fate. Now, I wouldn't go into this game expecting that it's going to have a fully fledged Kingdom Hearts combat system. I think that the combat is a flavor that is just simply here, but I don't know if it's going to have heaps of depth. Maybe, who knows, like they do show off combat quite a lot throughout this trailer. It is clearly a flavor that they are trying to harness, but I certainly do think that the platforming side of things is the game's greater focus. We at least know that there is a dodge roll, because so there should be in any Kingdom Hearts inspired game, and potentially even a parry system. As far as a narrative goes, we can at least take away from the trailer that the weapon that the character wields holds some kind of importance, just as the Keyblade does in Kingdom Hearts. We do see this cinematic right here of two of these weapons sort of floating around, one being what looks like consumed possibly in darkness, and the other one maybe in light. So it might be a similar sort of setup, light versus darkness, but what we do know is whatever this weapon is holds some kind of importance. I also want to point out another Kingdom Hearts detail here to do with the weapon. Most of you guys should know that when you attack an enemy in Kingdom Hearts, particle effects splurt out, and depending on what Keyblade you have, these particle effects look different. It is the same here again in Dusk Fate. When you attack enemies, little particle effects splurt out of each hit. The main character as well is very Kingdom Hearts-esque. Like, look at this outfit. It just screams Kingdom Hearts. The big yellow shoes, the hoodie, we've got the chains hanging off the end of the Keyblade looking thing, the tassels hanging from the pants. This almost looks like it's come directly from a Kingdom Hearts game. Now, Kingdom Hearts isn't a 3D platformer really by any means. It is strictly an action RPG. While there is light platforming in the worlds from time to time, it's more about smacking and whacking, whereas Dusk Fate certainly does have a focus on platforming. This certainly makes it distinct in its own right, and 3D platformers being one of my favorite video game genres of all time, growing up with them left, right, and center, having this inspired Kingdom Hearts concept infused into a 3D platformer for me is definitely a match made in heaven. Looks like there's some great variation here in level design. We've got a village area, a harbor area, forests and plains, and even this interesting looking tower level that's got like a chess theme going on with like floating books. A lot of creativity you can clearly see has been put into this. One detail that certainly made me chuckle and I was like, ha, I recognize that. Again, another Kingdom Hearts thing is the grapple system. It's very reminiscent of the keychain grappling that we see Sora performing in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Definitely a lot of Kingdom Hearts DNA, and you can tell that this is coming from a group of Kingdom Hearts fans. I'm unsure if this game is going for more of like a mini open world setup with linear levels within that mini open world, or if it really is just linear levels, one stage after another. The teaser trailer gives that impression that it might be a mini open world setup, and even with the way that the trailer ends with the character looking out over a vista towards some mountains, might also insinuate that it is going for a mini open world, big open area style of game. But either way, this project has me incredibly excited. To me, it definitely screams PlayStation 2 platformer era of goodness, which we've seen a lot of in the recent days of gaming, especially with the boom in indie games. With Web Beluga Studio announcing this, I would say that the Kickstarter isn't too far away. I'll be sure to leave both their YouTube channel and Twitter links in the description down below for if you guys want to keep up with what is going on with Duskfade, and if you want to support the project when the Kickstarter launches. However guys, that's all for today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with everything that's going on in this part of the neighborhood. Check out my other social media platforms, and a big thank yous to the Turkey-tastic patrons.
That's kind of cool. So that was the Gamer's Joint with the whole Kingdom Hearts inspired game. Looks interesting, but I think it's too heavily inspired. I get inspiration is a good thing, but when it looks too close, I'm like, well, it's not close as in looks, but you can obviously see it's from Kingdom Hearts. But like, it's not as bad as that one Hollow Knight copycat game. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, because that is a straight up copycat.
Still too close?
What?
Still too close
What do you mean?
to what you had.
What about this? What's these?
Those are the social medias.
The only way they get really, I would change like the fonts and stuff. That's it. All right. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. So before I go into this, what is this? This is the other. Okay. Before I go into any of this, I need to. Darth sent me, a yellow flash video on Discord. Huh?
I haven't heard of him in a while.
Oh. Sent. There we go. Ah, there it is. Copy. What is this? I already see this. Okay.
Get Spectrum Internet for card up to $500 when you add more mobile lines. Switch today.
So this is Yellow Flash, and he says Warhammer is dead. Games Workshop running damage control over Girl Boss. Oh my god. They made it into a Girl Boss game. God. I don't even think bitches even play these games. Let's just call it for what it is. I know girls play games. I'm not saying girls do not play these type of games, but 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure for every 100 dudes, there's only 20 girls playing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I don't even think it's even 20%. Probably even lower than that. I'm being really nice. Probably even 30% at max. But low percentile, probably 15. Out of that 100. I don't think women are playing games like this, like that. I just don't. I just don't.
So it would seem yet another hobby is about to fall. This one being Warhammer 40K, a very loved franchise. I know a lot of people that play this. I actually think it looks pretty cool. I love the idea of army building and buying these little figures and painting them and building up your forces. It's appealing. I like it, but I just never got into it for some reason. And to be honest, I'm not a Warhammer specialist. I really don't know much about this franchise, but a few people asked me to talk about this, and it looks to me like another studio, Games Workshop, deciding that they want to be a little bit more progressive and they want to add enrichment through DEI to their franchise.
Oh my god.
And it's not going over very well. This specifically because of these soldiers known as custoids or custodians. Genetically engineered, very strong, superior humans. I think they're humans. I'm guessing they're humans, or at least a human race. And from what I've seen, from what I've noticed looking into it, and I think I'm right here, this is why people are very upset historically.
Like the Sisters of Silence and Sisters of Battle were not a thing, both already really powerful in their own way, was not already good representation.
Yeah, the one thing about progressives, they end up being disabled when they become blind. It's disabled real quick and dumb when they don't see the obvious thing, like all the girl bosses that came before they started trying to start the girl boss thing. The Lara Crofts, the Ripleys, the Samuses, the
What did they just take from them?
the 2Bs, the Bayonettas, the let me see, what else? Most of the Mortal Kombat women, the Dead or Alive series. They just pretend like this doesn't exist. Like women in gaming only came in like the late 2010s. Like they never existed in the 80s, the 90s.
Darth Goricorn. Did you hear about the changes to Lara Croft's lore yet?
I heard there's a big woke change, and I forgot what was the change was, but I know she has like 3 new people that hang out with her. One happens to be not paraplegic. One has legs, robot legs, not robot legs. You know those blades when you have to walk. When they lost their
Darth
feet,
Goricorn.
they can walk.
Like Lucio?
She is no longer a Tomb Raider, apparently.
Oh yeah, they said that's racist. It's racist for her to be a Tomb Raider because it's pushing the idea of colonialism or something.
She didn't clone nobody. She's just going to look at old stuff.
Yeah, they can't. I'm starting to think now. I'm like in a weird way. I need to ask white people to start standing up now. This is getting ridiculous. You gotta start asking white people to start standing up against this. Like this is getting really ridiculous. We gotta stop kowtowing to every little thing that has happened in the past and call it evil. Because those so-called evil things you wouldn't have of today. Let's just be honest.
Trust me. Look, if without evil things happening, you won't be having your surgeries.
Yeah, majority of the stuff that came from World War II, all the surgeries you learned, is from that.
And they won't be having their transition surgeries without that.
Yeah, but you don't want to talk about that. That's wild.
They've always been male, but now they have decided to retcon their lore so that female custodians exist, and it's not going over very well. People are very upset about it, and I really just don't get this. Like, couldn't you just create a different class of soldier for them?
No, that's too much work. It's too much work. That's why they can't do it. They can't do it because they're lazy. It is easier to put on the skin suit of someone else than kill someone and skin them. I know that sounds fucked up, but to put it in that sense, it is easier to have a already pre-existing skin suit than going out and making your own skin suit. Too much work. So we'll just take what's already there. They like doing that. They take from you but that already exists. They want to take that you cherish. They won't make anything new for you. They won't make anything new for them. They want to take what's in your hand. That's the goal. The goal is to take away whatever you cherish and love and then warp it in their image for you to accept. And if you don't accept it in any way, you are the problem. You are the hateful person. You are the person who's doing the whole gatekeeping.
The moment they touch the creek is the moment they lose half of the remaining fanbase after this.
Like, I don't even know what that is. And the fact that he even mentioned that proves to me that I'm not against what you're saying. Because this is think about it. Everything that these progressives have touched has ruined entertainment. It has not ever enhanced it. Tell me a time when progressives touch something and it's like, Oh my god, that made it so much better. I have never heard someone say,
Ryaga
because
Samurai.
we did that.
Disagree equals bigotry.
Yes. Kyle said that. Yes. Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait. They don't do that because those soldiers probably wouldn't sell as well. That's usually
exactly because they broke.
One of the reasons why they gender and race swap characters in other franchises, because if they create new ones, they're so bad at it that usually there would be no interest. So what do? Well, they got to take a character that you.
This is why most of these progressives push up Miles Morales and Spider-Man, because before DEI became a thing, way before it became an actual thing, even a thought or even a terminology, Miles Morales was made, I think, in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think I think it was in the mid 2000s. I think somewhere in 2000, probably 6 or 8. I could be wrong. Wait, hold on. Let me type that in. Hold on. Let me look that up. It says this Morales first appeared in Ultimate Comics Fallout 4, which was published in August 2011. I was off. It was off. In which he foils the assault of Kangaroo a short time after Peter's death. He wears a Spider-Man costume similar to Parker's, but considers changing it when Spectre's telling him it is in bad taste. It says here Spider-Man Comics 2000. No, it's 2009. I was right. 10 years ago today. Wait, this is weird. Hold up.
You should say when it was Miles Morales
made. Made. That's debut in comics, but when it was first created.
I mean, he was around
first created.
Wait.
Oh, it says 2011. Huh. But why is this? I think it was 2009. I think 2009.
His debut was.
I think his debut was 2011, but he was created in 2009. I'm pretty sure. I will sell my left nut on that one. I think it was 2009. Created in 2011, debuts in I think he debuted in 2011, but was created in 2009, and then that's when they was hyping up the character. But the reason why a lot of progressives love Miles is because they didn't have to create him. He's already where they want him to be. He's the POC, as they refer to him as. So, we must prop this up and get rid of Peter at all costs. That's why they don't really say anything bad about Miles at all, ever rarely. So whenever anyone gives a criticism towards Miles, you hate them.
And they've got to twist it so that they can get it to sell that way through an established fan base, when really all they do is piss off the existing fans.
Yeah.
Especially when you start messing with lore. So how this all went down is people started to talk about it yesterday, saying, they asked, this account here asked the official Warhammer account, why did you make female custoids? And they said, since the first of the 10,000 were created, there have always been female custodians, which of course doesn't seem like it's true. And they've been getting BTFO'd about it and blocking people for when they ask them about it, like this right here, getting more reports of mass blocking by community managers for at Warhammer simply for questioning why they are changing the lore.
You know what? It should be like $5 to block people. $1 to post, $5 to block them. Because now it'll force you to engage with them. $1 a year. And $1 a year to use tweets, and of $5 per blocking. Can't run behind the block button.
They've deployed bots to try to shift the conversation and prop up some new Xbox.
Because they love doing that.
No wrong, the lore itself talked about how they were not strong enough, if I remember correctly.
Let me read that. He said, not wrong. The lore itself talked about how they were not strong enough, if I remember correctly. Okay.
Dropped. There are some Warhammer video games, and there's even a Warhammer show coming from Henry Cavill. I'm not sure when that's coming out, but Henry Cavill has some creative control over that, so it will probably maybe be okay. We'll see. I don't want to bag on it too hard because, I mean, Fallout turned out to be really good. So with Henry Cavill behind that, we'll see what happens. But there's been bots running around, as always. Miss Master of the TDS doing a great job capturing some of this. It seems to me like they're out here doing massive damage control because people are pissed. People are mad. So they've got to deploy their bots. Community managers are out there calling people istophobes for not.
Yeah, that's coming to an end. I can't wait for that happens. I can't.
What you doing?
I'm doing the thing. I'm doing reactions.
Yes, and you know why they're doing that? Because people are going in and grabbing stuff like this. Oh no, these are leaks from the new book that's coming out. That's not it. This is the shit that people are checking the creators with, showing that since 1987.
Darth Goricorn. Fallout was awful. They spat on the lore because Todd Howard has always hated that no Bethesda game has been held on the same level as earlier games.
Oh, you saw the review from Synthetic Man, Darth? I saw the review. He was not happy. I never played the games, but I don't think he's lying about what he said. If you saw what Synthetic Man said about the
Darth
whole thing,
Goricorn. I
watched the show. Okay, you watched the show. Yeah, Synthetic Man was pissed off of what they did with the lore.
Darth Goricorn. It's terrible.
And then they said, I think one of the greatest things that they did that really killed the show for most people who played the video games is that they actually mentioned who dropped the nukes. When you're not supposed to do that, the whole point of the term of war never changes is the fact that it doesn't matter who dropped it. War never changes, and the fact that they told who dropped the nuke the first time, it just kind of ruins it for everyone. It's just a post-apocalyptic type show. That's all it is. That's all it is. So that makes it really frustrating.
In these roles right here, these are men. These men never leave Earth. And stuff. Grums has done a lot of coverage of this, showing that repeatedly in the 7th and 8th edition of the official Custodes Codexes, they are repeatedly referred to as the Brotherhood of Demigods, recruited from the sons of nobles. And I really don't get the big deal. If you've got these strong men that have been engineered to be stronger, why would you grab women who aren't as strong as men? There are other things they can do. And I guess there is kind of a
no, we will sit here and lie to women. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sit there and lie to women. They'll sit there and lie to them. That's what they're trying to do. That's the whole point. To lie, make sweet lies become the truth. And then when they face actual reality and hardship and reality, that's when they start bitching and moaning and having a real problem, right? And then it's just sad.
Female class already called the Secret Sisters or something. I don't know a lot about them. I just watched a couple of videos on it, and that's what people were saying, that they already exist. But you've got this guy, Nick Davis, out here who apparently worked for Games Workshop or helped create some of the history. They're out there saying that they always wanted to make female custodians, and they were roadblocked by management. But now that the world is a little bit more progressive.
Lies. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a big lie. I'm pretty sure that's not true. What's
the end result of this going to be?
That's very convenient to say something like that.
I mean, it's making coverage around the internet. Daily Mail covered it. It's Wokehammer. Games Workshop engulfed in gender row with fans after it said Warhammer Squadron that was previously thought of as men only has always had females, which isn't true. It's true now because they decided to retcon it And if you don't know what retcon means, I should have explained it earlier, but that's basically
Nightbird.
meaning
Be a
you go
support
back
hero
and you
today.
change the history
By using commands like
because of a new
/
thing that you wanna
donation
do. It
and
happens all the
/
time
cash app.
in comics and movies and stuff like that. Like, there's always retcons going on. If they're good and well done, they'll be
Darth
accepted.
Goricorn.
But this
Let
is
them
a little
keep
bit
bricking
more
their own game. It
shoehorned
gives more room for projects
what
like
I've
the one
seen,
I'm involved
and
with
it's
to
not
replace
going
them.
over very
LOL.
well, and
Yeah, makes
it's
sense.
pissing off the fan base. I don't get, especially for something like this.
And I think that's where that arrogance comes from. It comes from that because they've been around so long, they think they're guaranteed that everything will go down their way. That's not how the world works. You just happen to be the people who didn't have an opposition. But people like Darth, who's making their own game, or a case may be, maybe the next big thing, it might put you out of business, or it might be a new opposition to you. Look at Power World and Pokemon.
Oh man, Pokemon really dropped the ball when they was putting out Violet.
Yeah, look at Overwatch and now Marvel's Rivals. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's opposition now. There's no, like, it just mean that you have nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? That's not happening here. And the gaming industry is going to have a the triple A, if we call it even that, the triple A industry is going to have a very rude awakening when they start realizing no one's trying to play our games because we tried to push things on them that they didn't want. They didn't ask for, no one bitched about. You brought this here. And once you do that, we'll find an alternative. That's what Kyle said. There's always will be an alternative eventually. Eventually. It may not be right now. Or we can just start our own. It is what it is.
These tabletop games. I really don't get this attempt to try to go mainstream with them because this is a niche thing.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
It's a niche thing for people to want to get together and battle their armies together and to sit down and paint these things and invest in it. But being niche isn't a bad thing because you can cultivate a very loyal audience.
I said this earlier. I said this earlier in the other video. I said, help your audience help you. Have the fans who are originally here who knows what you're trying to sell them, or you're trying to sell to them, make sure they are happy with the product. Because if the product looks good, that's enough for them to accept. They will buy. That's a guarantee buy. Right? Makes that make sense? The fan that's already there is a guarantee customer. Why would you piss off the guaranteed thing? And hope that the new person comes in and even spends a dime. See how allergic progressives are to money? They're very allergic to it. I don't know why. It's very weird. Oh, wait. Capitalism. That's why. They don't like that. I don't know why. Why would you sell to people who may not buy compared to people who buy? It's like when people ask me, why do you draw anime girls? Don't you get tiring? Yes, it gets tiring drawing anime girls, but I know what brings the money. Because, let's be honest, those same anime girls got me those 12 students. I did a whole month or two drawing just males. Not a single, I did get a few bit of gifts, but I didn't get a single subscriber. We didn't go up in numbers. People did not stay. And Axe Bride, he's seen this and witnessed this. He's my right-hand man on this. He's seen it before. I have drawn anime dudes that are recognizable. Goku, Jogo, Gojo, we call it JoJo characters. I drew My Hero Academia, All Might. I drew his ass. Literally, with him standing, with all muscles and everything. I drew Goku's back muscles and everything. Doing a lesson on the back muscles. Openly.
Raiga Samurai. Yugi.
I drew Yu-Gi-Oh! I drew I think Mario. It was Luigi.
You drew Dobby.
I drew Dobby. from My Hero Academia. I drew Hawks. I drew Mirio. I drew Bakugo and Midoriya. No more than probably $5 out of all of that. But once I started drawing no-name bitches with no faces, oh god. Literally no face. Or like
no IP attached either.
No IP, no IP intellectual property type thing, not in the slightest, not even indicated, not even hinted. I just started drawing a girl. Shit, I was drawing skin the other day. And we had like 40, 50 people running up in that bitch, watching. Asking questions while I'm doing. I know my audience. I don't know, progressives just don't know how to make money. Or they hate money. It's either they hate success or what a case may be. I don't know. It's like a weird victim status thing.
Usually be very faithful, stick with you, and invest in you. And when you go against them like this, it never really works out very well.
Never does.
And this is probably the first of many steps for this company to fall under. I heard some people saying that the stock was hurting. I didn't see anything in that, but it is very clear to me that they are out there trying to damage control for this, and they don't like the response. And because the typical woke response when people come at you,
they call them
hostile.
Yes,
they're not handling it very well. One of them, this guy right here, was attacking Grums earlier because he talked about this, calling him basically in this tweet right here, an istophobe because of this. And that is the tried and true tactic of these kinds of companies, to attack you as an istophobe if you don't like their bullshit. So I hope I explain this okay. It's just what it seems like to me, what's going on here. And it's just another hobby that is now under the boot of DEI. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my local.
All right, that was Yellow Flash with the whole Warhammer thing. I don't play the game. I know my girlfriend plays it with her friends. I wanted to join her on it, but I never get the chance to do it. But we'll eventually get around to it. But like, she plays Warhammer. I'm pretty sure she. Speak of the fucking devil. As soon as I mention the girlfriend's name, she pops up.
I have been summoned.
She's been summoned. As soon as I said Warhammer, she came in. That was amazing. That was perfect timing. I'm going to show her that one. Jesus. All right. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, share. Heyo. You came. Heyo. So, yeah. So, like, the girlfriend came in and literally just started calling me.
LOL.
The girlfriend started calling me right after I started talking about Warhammer. As soon as I said I wanted to play a game with the girlfriend, like, she started calling me. That's crazy. Hey, Mew. Alright, so with that said, let's go, guys. We're going to the next one. And we're going to the next video. Let's see what we have here. So we got 3 videos left, and then we'll be done. Alright, so Velma here. Yeah. Oh wait, before I even play this, we technically have 4 videos, but one's a trailer, so like it won't be that long. It was the Velma trailer. Ew. I know most of you hate the Velma trailer, I do too. But I want to put in the algorithm because I want to be a part of the algorithm. So Velma 2 trailer, we're gonna watch it, and then we're gonna watch the reaction on this. So this is the Velma 2 trailer, season 2 trailer. And then we'll see what this is about. So let's go.
My name is Velma Dinkley, and I caught my first serial killer. Did the experience change me?
Also,
yes. Being popular doesn't suck. Unfortunately, it has taught me nothing about teen romance.
You talk normal. You love Taylor.
Do you really want to have a deep conversation about our feelings right now?
Yes.
Fine. Punch it, Fred.
Messaged you.
You killed me, Norval.
My guilt is causing me to hallucinate!
Marijuana will cure them. Zero side effect.
Oh, God!
A serial killer is targeting men.
If I don't solve this murder, who will?
Fred Jones, Spooky Stuff
Raiga
Hunter
Samurai.
is here. Yeah,
10
I'm
tenths
still
show.
doing that.
Whatever's brewing is even bigger than last time.
When you find someone you care about, lock them down ASAP.
This is official police business. So if we catch any of you investigating, you'll be in cuffs faster than a startup founder with a weird voice.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much the video. Terrible, disgusting. Don't like it. Still don't like it. Mindy Kaling's attached to it. I already hate it. So yeah, that happened. I don't know how I feel about that. So with that said, like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, and we're gonna do this other video on Cloudfist on that very thing.
Wait, hold on. You're doing a reaction of a reaction?
Yeah, we're doing reaction to reaction.
Darth
I
Goricorn.
should reaction to your reaction.
I just died a little more inside.
I know. It's not what I want, but I have to be part of the algorithms. Guys, I'm trying to get to that 300, what do you call it, 300 hour thing? The 3,000 hour thing. We're at 1,200 in the watch time hours. So we need to get to 3,000. We're only 2,000 away. It shouldn't take long. The more we make these videos and I post them out, the more likely we blow up. And this is why I do these long streams, because they pile up. That's the reason why I do this. So they pile up based on the videos I post, based on how long I'm streaming, how many people run in, how many people are watching. So it adds up really fast. So once I get the 3,000 watch hours, then I don't have to stream every day. I'll stream probably 4 times. No, 3. Like, I'll stream probably through Monday through Thursday, and then take Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and play video games on those days, and also be making content for YouTube. Tutorials. I'll go back making tutorials again. I can actually finish and make tutorials. Get paid for my work, so it's not like a waste of my fucking time. So yeah. So that's the point. That's the whole gif of why I do these reactions, is to get to that 3,000 watch hours. We're very close, so we're eventually gonna make it. It should take about, I would say, a month or two. If I stay consistent and post like 3 times or 2 times a day, I'll be there within like a month. All right. Now, we're here with Clownfish TV talking about the Velma trailer, how it got destroyed by fans. People love that, so let's hear what they have to say.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
Good news, everybody. Velma is getting a second season.
Well, we already knew that, but it's almost here.
It's
hot.
I thought that was canceled.
Almost here. Yeah. And
oh no, I got them confused with She-Hulk.
It's getting ratioed pretty hard on YouTube. The thing that gets me about this, though, is this trailer's been up for a couple hours and only has 15,000 views.
Well, this
Damn.
time, guys, instead of all these girls being killed, now it's dudes.
Shadow Realm Gauntlets. Good afternoon.
All those men need to
Hey,
die.
Restream.io.
So let's talk about this.
Trophy,
We're going to look at some of the
congratulations.
reactions. I think this is a case
You've received
of
100 messages
nobody's
today
gonna
with
care about
Restream
this.
chat.
There was a lot of drama around the first season.
Like Masters of the Universe Revolution.
Pretty much, like, there was a lot of drama around the first season, and then by the time the second season came around, nobody watched it. Nobody watched it. And I think it's going to be the same with Velma. People are
Raiga
going to be
Samurai.
like, oh, that stupid Velma show?
Hi,
Yeah, I remember
Shadow.
that from a couple of years ago. I'm not watching it. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further,
Hey,
please
Shadow
subscribe
down,
for
bro.
more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Just a reminder, Velma is currently sitting at
10,000 reviews at 7%.
10,000 plus reviews, 7%, 39% on Rotten Tomatoes for critics. And a lot of people, look, even people that you thought would have liked this, thought this was a very mean-spirited take on Scooby-Doo. They had no business turning Scooby-Doo into a very adult, very raunchy show. I mean, it sounds funny on paper,
No, it didn't sound funny on paper either.
but yeah, we're like, who's doing this? Well, they had this,
Shadow
I
Realm
don't know what
Gauntlets.
happened to Pebbles.
Hello,
Remember Pebbles? They were going to do a
Rai.
Pebbles show
yeah.
like this one,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that
Whatever
disappeared.
happened to that?
They probably took a look at this and were like, yeah, there's no way in hell we're going to do
I can't
Pebbles.
imagine why a show about it was Velma that was about really stupid jokes they raised.
Albany's meddling with New York City public schools again, opening the door to bring back a corrupt system that was rotten to its core.
They swapped her, and it just looks really like pervy, like a bunch of naked girls and stuff. Was not gonna fly.
Yeah.
I can't understand why. And then they're making another. We knew they were making another season, and it's for the same reason we said before. I'm pretty sure it was a contractually obligated 2-season deal. That being said, they probably could have canceled it, but it might have been cheaper just to push forward with it.
There probably is some kind of a kill feel. I'm not exactly sure, what the deal is with the animation studios, but a lot of times they do have to commit to an episode order, and they take the episode order and they break it into quote unquote seasons. Like you can look at a show that maybe has 26 episodes total. Normally that would have been one season back in the day, but they'll take it and break it into like 5 Netflix seasons.
I was gonna say it was Netflix with 5 seasons.
She-Ra,
yeah, but like that's why they're moving forward with this. But it doesn't make any sense because they've canceled or shelved better things than this. I don't understand why they're pushing it through unless it's like some big Mindy Kaling thing that they can't not do it, or she gets some kind of big payout or something like that. I don't understand it because literally nobody wanted this. Like nobody. Okay, maybe 5 people wanted this.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming from The Atlantic. They're like, Velma isn't edgy. This is what actually the original title was. It's just mean. It's just a mean,
I remember that. We talked about that.
Spirited show. This is funny, though. They said that the writer's alterations, including excising Scooby from the gang, reimagining Velma as a misanthropic South Asian teenager, and incorporating grotesque gags, felt authentic to the spirit of the original series. This is according to the writer. We wanted to be respectful. We didn't just want to kind of take these beloved characters and put them in outrageous or gross situations and say, isn't it crazy you did that to Velma?
Well, that's what they did anyway.
That's what they did.
People, and you're being downvoted. You have a 7% of Rotten Tomatoes for season 1 with 10,000 plus reviews.
Yeah.
You can't say it's all bigots.
It was just a bad like parody, SNL parody, Family Guy parody. Actually, I think Family Guy has parodied Scooby-Doo better, but here are some of the reactions to it. Again, currently 2 hours in, we've only got 15,000 views, which is, that actually says so much more about it than the downvotes. 700 upvotes, 2,000 downvotes. They cancel all these good shows, and there are no closure to shows like The Nevers and Westworld, but this stupid show gets a second season. How does that make any sense? People hate watched it on HBO
I don't
Max.
think so.
I
don't think so.
I don't think hate watching it on HBO Max is what did it. I think it was, I mean, they did brag that it was like the most viewed show of whatever on a 2 o'clock on a Thursday or whatever. But I actually think it was, they were contractually obligated to move forward.
Hey, I'm sorry. This question here, or this comment here,
Shadow Realm
Squeaking
Gauntlets
would agree with. Ad raised
Quick
by
question:
wolves.
you are extremely talented on your digital art, but from your experience, how long did it for you to make those type of art? My apology if the questions sound odd.
No, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna just give you a full rundown. First, I started drawing when I was 6. I didn't take it. I've been drawing all my life since I was 6, but I didn't take it seriously till I was like 23, 24. I'm 29 now. To answer your question, technically, is that it would take me a lot more shorter time if I just took my lessons seriously, broke it down in pieces, and just literally did them one at a time. One at a time. So what I mean is, I learned the 8 fundamentals in a very long-term way that shouldn't have been. It should have took me like a couple of months to probably just a year at best to really get good at this. This is why, as a teacher, I try to teach my students the 8 fundamentals and tell them what they need to learn. I'll go more in depth into that in a second. I will answer your question even more. Let's just finish this video and I will explain it rather than that. I promise you.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's really still mad about that. He's very salty.
Oh, he is. That was like his favorite show. And I'm like, oh, Squid King, my boy, my son. Hey, it's a very expensive science fiction show. Don't get too attached because they don't last very long. Even if they're really, really good, a lot of times they'll cancel them. I'm still mad they canceled Caprica, which was a prequel to Battlestar Galactica. And they canceled that one after one season.
Shadow
and they tried to
Realm
like
Gauntlets.
shoehorn the entire second season into like a 30-second montage at the end of the last episode. And I was like, damn, but they're expensive. These shows are expensive.
But that's this one I truly believe is more to do with the fact that they had already had a season order and they just split. I mean, nothing else makes sense.
This show getting renewed is hands down the biggest tragedy in TV history. You guys constantly renewed a show no one wants anymore. I wish they made dislikes public again. That's okay. We got them.
You can. You have to get it. There's like a little thing you have to download.
Reminder, don't hate watch the show. The more people keep hate watching it, the more it's going to get. That happens a lot. And I think we've started to see that. Like, people will brag that a show has so much watch time or whatever, and people are watching it just to see how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't care, this stuff shrivels up and dies. You know, I mean, again, back to Masters of the Universe. A lot of people, either they were genuinely excited about, Revelation at first, and they were curious about it, but a lot of people dipped out after the first couple episodes, and nobody came back for the second season, which you actually watched and you said objectively was much better.
It was better,
but it was too late.
Yeah, people didn't watch it. They just didn't care.
They canceled the Boondocks and renewed this. Yeah, HBO and Warner Brothers, they canceled a whole lot of shows lately.
This one here, they won't release Coyote versus Acme. That's what I keep thinking about. They won't release Coyote versus Acme, but they made this. And they're saying they think that it's going to, that Coyote versus Acme will get released. If they were smart, they'd release it. Because it was good, everybody said that it was, you should be releasing that, not more Velma.
But where's my Batgirl movie?
But you want the Batgirl movie?
No, I no. You know what? I do want the Batgirl movie. I want to see how bad it is.
It.
Somebody's got a copy. Somebody's got a copy somewhere. Somebody's got it on a thumb drive or something. It's their way of attempting to save face after the debacle of the first season.
I really, yeah, because now it's a serial killer of men. I do think, honestly, and I think that was the case with like some of the He-Man stuff and that too, is that you already had it greenlit.
I think it was probably, I mean, this is part of Mindy Kaling's deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
She probably had it written into her contract
somewhere.
We don't know for sure. If I had to guess, sometimes when shows move forward and it makes no damn sense.
She ran the Princesses of Power.
Exactly. When it's like, nobody's watching this, why would we make more? It's because there is a contractual obligation. They probably signed her to 2 seasons or something. I mean, it's like book deals.
That's what they do. They order it. Like, so you order, so like a company will order, like if they order like 30 episodes, that'd be like, I think like, say like $20 million. Let's say $5 million. Like $5 million. Let's just say that's what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is. I don't know, but I'm just using an example how they would usually do it. So a company like HBO will order like 30 episodes, right, from like a studio that they hired to make said show. And the show, it'll be 30 episodes, but they'll break those pieces, especially for their streaming services, as you said earlier, and break them into 5 episodes. So five episodes per season. So that's 6 seasons out of the 30 episodes that's there. Right? So that's how they do it, because animation is so expensive, especially even now, even more than ever was before. Spending that much money is a lot. So when they cancel She-Hulk, they lost a lot of money on that, because you know how much money it was to do all that 3D processing with She-Hulk and all that stuff, and the art and stuff. That's a lot of work, frame by frame. That is not fun. That is really hard, especially if you're not especially when people say it doesn't look right. It might take months to just get one scene to work. Like, look at anime, for instance. Doing one fight Sakuga scene can take 2 to 3 weeks. For like a 5 to 10 second scene will take 2 to 3 weeks. If you're consistent, like if you're doing it every single day and working on it, it should take about 3 weeks if you're being consistent and not getting like distracted by shit and you're on the clock. It should take 3 weeks. So if you're by yourself, it's going to take much longer. If you have a team, 3 weeks at best, depending how skilled you are and the equipment you have. But if you're like taking time off and all this other stuff, it's going to take months. it will take months just for like one Sakuga scene. Like and when I say scene, I'm talking about a scene, not a whole sequence. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll take a long time.
If you go with a publisher,
or the other way around. People who are animators, you know what I'm talking about.
They will agree to do 2 or 3 books, you know, and they'll give you an advance on those 2 or 3 books. And even if the first book fails miserably, they're still contractually obligated to release the second book.
They are, but a lot of times they just buy it out.
Yeah, but it was probably cheaper just to let the thing fall, you know, let it fail, whatever. James Gunn should have been in charge of the adult Scooby-Doo. He wanted to do that. I guess that was the talk. Yeah.
Anyway, you get the
Don't worry. I love this one though. Don't worry, guys. Max has to launder money again for this year.
It's probably true.
That's what's going on. I think
it's not doing well. Refresh it and see where we're at with upvotes and downvotes. It's why would you upvote this? 734 upvotes to 2,000. Why would you upvote this? And 16,000 views.
HBO's probably.
I'm sure.
Furious. Well, we know HBO, uses interns, or whatever, to make fake comments and
on social media and
stuff.
I believe it.
Start sock puppet
I believe that.
Yes. Probably, hey interns, hey, if you want to keep your job, hey, go over there and start clicking.
Yeah.
Clicking like.
I believe they do that
because we got to make this show stick. So I'm sure Mindy Kaling's already moved on. She's probably like, yeah, I'm done.
She already ruined Scooby-Doo or Velma, so she's got to move on.
Move on to something else. But I would be. Let's just put it this way. I'm not gonna say never. I thought this thing would get canceled for sure, but I would be incredibly surprised if we ever saw that adult Pebbles show that they were talking about.
I haven't heard anything else about it. Was that live action though?
No, it was animated.
I don't remember. I remember doing a video on it a long time ago.
Pebbles show?
But I don't remember all the details of it. But I haven't heard anything about it for a while.
Yeah, it's basically Pebbles and her sex life, and she was like a reporter or something. And
oh hell no!
They were trying to Powerpuff Girl. Powerpuff Girls got canceled.
Yes.
And sadly, Velma didn't. And then we aren't hearing anything about Pebbles anymore.
Yeah,
oh
so
hell
that's probably
no!
a good thing. So all right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
I will not be watching that.
Talk later.
Bye.
I won't even check what that is about. No. No.
What?
So they mentioned that the Pebbles show was supposed to be about her sex life.
Pebbles? Like as in
Flintstones. And she's a reporter. Obviously, she's a journalist. Ain't that funny? The journalist who's probably straight up progressive and probably destructive happens to be the Pebbles show. And anyone who's a journalist don't really pick up on this pattern. They're very not smart people, or not very nice people.
Or very liked.
They're very not liked, or they're very destructive people, individuals. And they just love the degeneracy of people's sexualities. I wonder why.
Gotta get that scoop.
Gotta get that scoop. All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people didn't vote for Charlotte.
Yeah.
She's a reporter. I don't think anybody likes her.
Okay, so before we go to the anime stuff.
Darth Goricorn. They tend to talentless hacks that are friend of people already in power.
Yep.
Ryaga Samurai.
So, I just got word that Keanu Reeves will be voicing Shadow.
Hello.
So, I'm really excited about that. Now thinking about it, he kind of resembles him pretty well. If you just put like one streak of red in his hair, we're good.
He's good. You're gooch.
We're good. Like, I heard about this. So this is from 3C Films. I know this was not planned, but I just saw it, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard about it by now. I'm just now hearing about this now. So, Keanu Reeves is officially voicing Shadow the Hedgehog. This is 9 minutes. It won't take long, and then we'll go to the anime recommendations, and we'll call it a night.
Check this out. Ready now?
Let's go. I'm okay with this. I remember at first they said it was supposed to be the dude who played what was his name? Who played Anakin Skywalker. He was supposed to be the voice of Shadow. I was like, no, he's too much of an edgelord. I just see too much edgelordiness. I'm seeing too much Anakin Skywalker, so I was like, nah. Nah. Keanu Reeves is the perfect. I think he has the voice. He has a demeanor. He's John fucking Wick, bro. That actually makes Shadow less of an edgelord and more of a badass. Like, default. And he uses guns. If they have Shadow pull out a gun in this show, in this movie, I'm sold. I'm sold.
I don't think they're gonna allow that.
Who wouldn't you not want to watch the Sonic 3 movie just to see Shadow pick up a gun? I would. I would. Even for like 5 minutes, I would do it.
Bet you they're gonna let him pull a water gun.
Yeah, they're gonna make a joke. He's gonna have a water gun. Probably have to, like, what's gonna happen is that I don't think he's gonna be the villain. He's gonna be like the anti-hero thing. Yeah. He's gonna be comedy friend. I can see it happen. He's gonna be comedy friends with Sonic.
LMAO
sounds interesting. See, it's like I can see what's gonna happen. There's gonna be some type of a Sonic and him's not gonna get along, kind of like how he did with Knuckles. And then they're gonna come together as one to destroy whatever evil, and then they're gonna be kind of frenemies. They're not gonna hang out, but they're gonna yeah, it's like a Vegeta Goku thing. They're gonna respect each other, but they're not gonna really hang out, right? And then whenever some bullshit happens, Shadows will pop up when he needs to, and whatever case may be. I'm pretty sure Midoriya. So what's gonna happen is at the far end, I'm pretty sure in the end credits, there's gonna be him with a squirt gun or something. Like he's gonna be like hang out with Sonic for the time being with the others, and then the dog is gonna go lick him up, and he's gonna pick out I bet you he's gonna pick out the squirt gun and squirt out the kid. It's gonna look like a gun. He's gonna do the real. He's gonna do. I bet you they will have Shadow do that. If they don't do that, I don't want it. I don't want it. Still disappointing yet. Hey, listen. I'm coming back to TikTok anyway. I got the green light.
You're just getting scolded.
I'm getting scolded again. I got the green light that I can come back to TikTok anyway. So all is good. It was just a mini vacation for like 24 to 38 hours. Yeah, my mic peaked. It's been doing that lately. I gotta fix it. So yes, I want Keanu Reeves to be voice of it. Since he is, I am happy. I'll watch the Sonic movie. I have no qualms with this. And not only that, the Sonic movies have been quite awesome. They have not been woke or not even mid. They stay in their lane. They stay in the lane. I love that.
Okie dokie. Sonic movie fans, it is now finally official after months and months of speculating wonder who is going to be the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog. It has now been confirmed to be Keanu Reeves. Oh, we're going to be getting into all this along with the weird, messy journey it took us to get this reveal. But it's not just going to be about my opinion. I want to know from you, Sonic fans, are you excited that Keanu Reeves is going to be the voice behind Shadow the Hedgehog? Are you disappointed it didn't end up being anybody else? I know a lot of people were riding on that Hayden Christensen train. Or even if you think Keanu Reeves is just a bad choice to play Shadow the Hedgehog, I'd like to hear from you too. But okay, let's just dive into it here. So CinemaCon happened just last weekend, and all the Sonic fans around the world were like, this is it. This is going to be the time they announce who Shadow the Hedgehog is going to be in the third Sonic movie. And well, it looks like we were technically
I told you.
Correct.
See? See? Even Bean said it. Like,
I hate the fact she said it like that, and I accepted it.
If Anakin Skywalker was the voice of Shadow, it would have been an edgelord thing.
Yeah.
But once Keanu Reeves became the voice of Shadow, he became a badass.
It's badass.
Like, Shadow became edgelord to badass, like, almost instantly with that announcement.
He just didn't know that it would only be told to one specific person at CinemaCon. Right before this news got officially revealed through the Hollywood Reporter and all these official trades that now make it
go John Wick, let's go!
Keanu Reeves is our Shadow the Hedgehog. There was one person who
No,
let the
don't
beans
die.
spill. Over the weekend, the YouTube channel John Campia posted on his community notes that he heard that it's not going to be Hayden Christensen voicing Shadow the Hedgehog, and that who he got word of that is voicing Shadow would make fans very happy. Oh, that got all of us wondering and speculating. I knew from the beginning it would never be Hayden Christensen. Not because I think he's a bad choice or anything like that. If anything, when I heard that rumor, I was like, dude, that's actually kind of awesome. He would be a great Shadow the Hedgehog. It was just because it was a rumor that came from nowhere. There was no reliable source attached to it. It was just
I'm not saying that his voice wouldn't work. I can see it working, like a young sounding Shadow, kind of, because he still has that voice.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude is pushing 40. Like he's pushing some hard 40.
What about Keanu? Ain't he older than?
Yeah, he is, but he looks younger by default.
Yeah.
Right? They had to de-age this man on the Star Wars event that they had. They had to de-age him. Keanu Reeves don't need to be de-aged. This man don't age. He's stuck at one age, and his age is Neo. That's his age.
Account that posted it out there, and then
I might
a
hop
bunch of
on
Sonic
VR
movie
tonight, but
update
I'm
accounts
sick.
just took it and
My
ran
feet
with
are
it.
100
So I
degrees.
knew it was.
Oh no, you got sick.
Get some honey.
No, you should rest, sleep, get some soup. What the hell? He doesn't age. Yeah, he doesn't age.
Always a shot in the dark, and that just wouldn't end up being the case. But I would have been very happy if it was Hayden. Well, then, to our surprise, today...
There are 4 people who don't age. Keanu Reeves, Will Smith. What's his name? Rob. What's his name? Ant-Man.
Oh,
Rob something.
Darth
Paul
Boycorn.
Rudd.
Yes.
I could also see Keanu as car thief type villain in a Fast and the
Furious movie. Yeah, I can see that too. Paul Rudd, and then what's the 4th one? I think it's. What's his name? What's his name? Matt Damon. No, Matt Damon? No. Marky Mark. Mark, what's his name? Mark
Raiga
Damon,
Samurai. Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman was born old. He was born old to me. Like I know he's been acting for most of his life, but ever since I actually knew who he was, he's been just the old black guy to me for the rest of my life. Oh, and Jack Black. Yes, Jack Black doesn't age. He just gets a bigger beard.
No, Jack Black did age. Now we're just calling him Old Jack. That's
Old Jack?
Yeah.
You seen his son? He's like a spinning image of him.
Really?
Oh, and Ryan Reynolds, yes, he doesn't age
Darth
either.
Boycorn.
He don't age.
The older guy in Zombieland really does not show age
Oh,
very much.
Woody, what's his face? His name is Woody something. I forgot his name. He has a scary face.
And Michael Cera.
Sometimes he give you Michael Cera. Oh.
He didn't change. He's still
Raiga Samurai.
He don't age. His neck
True,
get
he
longer.
looked like forever.
Yeah, you're right. Ryan Reynolds don't age. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure he goes to those eyes shut type parties where they just kill children and drink the blood.
Oh God.
Because these people and Tom Holland, I wouldn't say he doesn't age. He's kind of like Tom Holland to me reminds me of like Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire just doesn't come out. He ages, but he's never. He's never not Peter.
No, he ages, but age happens all at once.
Yeah, well, you're right. Because like I seen him in Brothers.
You see him all the way up until this point, and when you see him get to a certain age, you know he aged.
Yeah, but that's the thing about Tobey Maguire to me. He aged, but he's still Peter Parker.
He looks as a tired Peter.
Yeah, he just looked sick of it. He looked like he's sick of the people, sick of Joan Jameson. He's sick of that bitch wife. He's sick of all of them. He's sick of every last one. He's still Spider-Man.
I feel like when
he looks sick.
When they did the Spider-Verse thing, he actually still had that I am tired.
Yeah.
Aura. I'm like, these two young. Oh God, I have to deal with these two.
Yeah.
This one and this one, ginger and black.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh, she's not ginger.
No, the other one. I'm talking with
Gwen.
No, I'm not talking with the girl. I'm talking with the two boys, the two new Spider-Man. The what?
Yeah, it'll come to you.
Monday, this same YouTube channel, John Campia,
Oh.
was getting ready to do his daily movie live stream show where the thumbnail revealed Keanu Reeves would be the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog. And that right there was like, oh my God, he's just letting it loose right there in the thumbnail, spilling the beans. I was quick to start making videos and inform you guys and let you know everything about it, but I really wanted to hear the context about how he got this information. And remember, John Campia was the guy who famously leaked Spider-Man No Way Home to the world and spoiled it for a lot of people, telling us,
look closely at Tobey Maguire's dick.
Why was that? You can't do that to my Spider-Man. You can't make me. Yo. Yo, bro. Hey, calm down. Hey, yo.
Goricorn.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
wait, what?
Hey, yo. Bro, chill. You have to chill. What the hell?
With Spectrum.
Jesus Christ. That was one thing that never went through my head.
What?
Tobey Maguire's dick. You know what I'm saying?
What happened?
That's what the dude said. Look at Tobey Maguire's dick. I was like, bro.
Whoa! What the hell?
Dryga Samurai. LMAO.
And he plays the music.
So just because he was now telling me to look at Shadow's dick, I wasn't going to believe the man. I wanted to hear his explanation on how he heard Keanu Reeves would be the voice of Shadow, because that was such a great casting choice, it was almost too good to believe for me. And well, at CinemaCon, he said he was attending an after party that had a lot of the industry insiders there, and somebody connected to Paramount went up to him and said, hey, it's not going to be Hayden Christensen, it's going to be Keanu Reeves. John Campea
Someone
said
just
he even
came
then
up to him and
confirmed
said
with
this?
another Paramount employee that told him the same thing. And then after letting it out in the world for a little bit, an hour later, the Hollywood Reporter finally confirmed it. So this is where we are. It's just so funny that Paramount had the information. They knew Keanu Reeves would be the voice of Shadow at CinemaCon, but they thought, we don't have to announce it at CinemaCon. Let's just let this YouTuber slightly announce it into the world, and then we'll just announce it an hour later in an article. Maybe they were hoping Keanu Reeves would like show up on stage and they can do all that, but I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity that they didn't announce Keanu Reeves at CinemaCon. But still, I just found all of that funny. Now getting on to just focusing on Keanu Reeves is our Shadow. How do I feel about it? Obviously, I love this casting choice. Keanu Reeves was actually one of those names that people had been suggesting since Shadow showed up in the post-credit scene of Sonic Movie 2. People have always wanted Keanu Reeves to voice, and I understand the man does have that voice. Shadow is a unique character, you know? He's dark, he's brooding, he's depressed, but there is also a side of Shadow that is sentimental, that can be understanding, that does have a compassionate side. So you need a voice that can be able to do both and have that kind of switch, and I feel like Keanu Reeves does have that in him. So many lines from his John Wick movies I could just go back and see, and I can totally
hear Shadow
saying those lines.
Tell them all. Whoever comes, whoever it is, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all.
And you know, I also completely forgot about
he missed a good man, he missed a perfect opportunity where he says he kill him and kills them all. Should have put Shadow at the far end of that last line and just reloads the gun. That's it. That would have been amazing. That would have been great for the video. Damn, you missed a great opportunity for that. I would put that in the video. He says, I need a gun, or he says, I need to kill him. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill them all. I'm gonna kill every last one. I'm gonna kill. That's all.
But Keanu Reeves recently did a famous voice. He was Batman.
I'm supposed
He did Batman?
They're overrated.
That was that Oh God, wow, that was him. It was the Superdog. Crypto. It was the Crypto movie. That bombed because I have never heard anyone talk about it.
The voice for Batman in the Super Pets movie, and although that was a very exaggerated, dark, brooding version of Batman made for comedic purposes, he knocked it out of the park with that voice. I gotta believe Shadow is going.
Them traps, bro. Look how it's just trapped the shoulder. It's just like it is all just his whole upper body is just trap. There's a whole section here is just trap and then just shoulder after. It's like, wow, bro.
Just trap.
Damn.
With that voice. I gotta believe Shadow is going to be very serious in this movie.
Yep,
I doubt he's
he
going
was
to be the
cutting
jokey,
hard.
lighthearted person like a lot of Sonic's friends, whether it Knuckles or Tails. But we still know the Sonic movies have plenty of comedy in them, so if the moment calls for it, I know Keanu can make us laugh. The other exciting part about this, and something to look forward to with Keanu being the voice of Shadow, it does not look like Keanu will just be voicing Shadow in this third movie. Recently, the producers of the Sonic the
trapping.
Hedgehog franchise came out and said that they want their next couple of Sonic movies or properties to feel like Avengers level events, which in a weird way confirmed they have plans for Sonic 4, Sonic 5, Sonic 6. They said that they want to get to a point where they have so many characters showing up on screen. They even specify that thanks to the TV streaming angle, like they're doing with the Knuckles TV series, allows them to explore other characters they might not have time for in the movies. And I think Shadow is one of those characters you definitely maybe want to explore a little bit more outside of this third movie, whether it be in his own solo film, which I would way rather prefer, but he could easily get a 6-episode origin story series on Paramount Plus. And Sonic fans right now know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to ruin
Yeah, I can literally see Paramount doing a 3 or 4 6-episode series of just Big the Cat. I can see that happening, like literally.
Big and cheese.
Big and cheese. Cheese. It'll be cheese.
Big and the
Big.
And cream.
Yeah, cream, cream, cheese, Big, and Amy.
No, the other one. There's another one. There was another one.
Maybe you can throw Tails in there.
No, it wasn't Amy and Tails because they was off of Sonic. It was Big, cheese, cream, and there was another one that was with them.
Who? What are you thinking of?
I know there was a third.
You thinking about the Bumblebee?
No, that's what Victor and them.
What are you referring to?
It too much, although I feel like it's pretty obvious what Shadow's origin is now. But he has a story that connects him to, the grandfather of Robotnik and this relationship he forms with a human child named Maria, who is cast in the movie. So we're gonna see snippets of that origin in Sonic 3. I just don't know how big of Shadow's origin is gonna play a part into the movie, whether it's a large part, a small part. I feel like it could just be hinted at here and then further explored.
You know how they're gonna fuck up? I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna fuck up on Amy. They're gonna make her into a raging feminist. What? No, they're gonna do two things. They're gonna make her into a rage. If they really want to pull Amy to be really likable, and still make her into a raging feminist at the same time, they need to look at Black Clover. Look at the lady who likes Yami very much. She pretends she hates this man, but she's in love with this man. In her inner thoughts. So, like, for instance, she'll do everything to...
Darth Goricorn. I've got a funny 2-minute parody trailer for a non-existent movie if you want something funny to react to.
I'll save that video for tomorrow.
My buddy just sent me it.
Oh, you gotta send it to me tomorrow. I'm on a time limit. I gotta get these things out of the way.
Raiga Samurai. Charlotte.
Yeah, like Charlotte. She'll be like a raging feminist, so she'll always criticize Sonic for instead of she running after Sonic, she'll criticize him. But every time she turns around, she's saying how great of a person he is. She's pretty much saying what Helga did to Arnold.
Yeah.
She'll keep harping on this man, so he'll want to get away from her. It's just the difference is like in the video game. She will used to chase him and she will get away from her. Yeah. Now he just want to get away from her because she's annoying.
Yes.
Right? But when she turns around, she'll just say how much he's a great person.
No, they're not gonna accept that because they can't have the inner dialogue of you like man.
No, she's making fun of him, right? No, I get it, but I'm saying like it will work as a comedy thing because remember it's still a comedy, so most feminists might let it fly. You know what I'm saying? I try to get Amy on. Listen, I'm trying to get Amy to be liked, okay? I actually like Amy. Or what they can do is take the angle of that of like Sonic Boom Amy.
Yeah.
You can do that. I don't see why they wouldn't go down that route.
She was just there.
No, she was there, but she wasn't like she wasn't boy crazy. Right? And I think Amy is a little bit of a weird wild card based on who's writing her.
Actually, they might go absolute left field and have Amy be interested in Shadow.
That could be a thing. She could have a love triangle between the two.
Yeah.
That could be a thing. It could be like he likes her, she likes him, but like Shadow does something to save her, and then she's kind of like liking him too.
Yeah. That's some deviant.
Then these furries, they'll give these furries an edge. They'll edge. Don't give them an edge. They'll edge. I don't even want to give them any ideas. I know how you furries play. I'm not mean at you. I'm not being mean. I just know how degenerate you can get. You're more degenerate than I am. I know. But like Jesus Christ. I honestly would believe that if they go down these 3 routes, either make her a flaming insane feminist, but she loves him.
Could you imagine if Helga's cuter friend stole Arnold from Helga and how funny it would be?
That would be, I would love that. That'd be funny. I would think that'd be really funny. So this is the three things I'm thinking. Make her into a raging, annoying bitch feminist, but she's in love with Sonic, and she says all great things behind his back, and she wants nothing. She can't show her true feelings because she don't want to be hurt, because she was hurt by some other hedgehog or something, or she's been abandoned. Let's just say that by her family or something. So she don't want that happening with him. So she just criticizes him every 5 seconds. So he don't want to be even near this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Right? Or make her like Sonic Boom. She's chill. She can take a joke. And this is a lot of feminists can't do this. This is why I don't think they will go down the Sonic Boom route, because when they make her like a chill chick who can just, be chill, can take a joke, can be like one of the dudes, or at least know how to like, navigate through it and just keep it still feminine.
Darth Goricorn. I'd love to see what they do with Rouge as a character, lol.
Or what they can do is like...
They can like make her like a Princess Peach from the movie.
Yeah, they can make her like... It's too easy. It's too safe. It's too safe. The only reason why they didn't make Peach into a annoying feminist or a girl boss is because the Japanese had interference in that. Because if the Westerners had full interference, full control over Mario at that time, it would have never been about Mario.
No.
She would have saved the day. She would have got the star. She would have did everything. He would have been a nothing. The boy, he and his brother would have been caught at the end of the movie. His brother would be caught. He will try to tell Peach what's going on. Peach and her buddies will help him, but ultimately she has the courage to do X, Y, and Z. Somehow he gets knocked out, or he gets trapped with Luigi, and then she saves the day. That's what would have happened.
Nah.
That's ultimately what would happen. I'm telling you now. So with Sonic, I would go down these 3 routes. It gives them options. They can't say we're going with one archetype, and these fuck feminists can't say you're trying to put gender, whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? These.
Or they can just literally just make her Amy, original Amy.
Or what they can do is have all the boys flaunt, like what they can have is Amy be a feminist, but have Ruse be really like a femme fatale but liked.
Yeah.
And then she's making all the boys like her because she's very curvy and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Amy is getting jealous of this woman because she's getting all the attention for not being a raging feminist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would make total sense.
Why do I feel like if they do make her a raging feminist and cheese is there and cream, she's gonna try and dominate the fuck?
No, I don't think so. But really, she's just being nice because she wants something.
Yeah.
She's trying to, like, get the emerald from Knuckles.
Why do I feel like they would... I would kind of accept them making her, like, Bulma-ish.
Who?
Amy.
No, it's you can't have a girl likable. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't have her to be likable. Because once she's liked...
Amy already has the anger hammer, lol, so it would be perfect.
It would be perfect.
What?
She has the anger hammer. Her hammer.
That hammer.
So she being jealous by default will make it easy. So that's why I'm saying, like, it will make more sense to have the dualities between the two. You can't have all the girls be liked. True. I'm thinking in the sense of a Westerner, because like when you try to make common sense make sense, they rage against it. So I'm trying to work within the confines of the moron.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I say go down the feminist of Charlotte from Black Clover. You get your feminist nonsense. She can say whatever degenerate shit she wants to. She can criticize all the boys, especially Sonic the most. And then whenever she turns around, she just constantly just gives him praise. Makes sense to me. Girls will like that because a lot of feminists claim they hate men, but they just really hate the guy that dumped them. It is what it is. Usually that's the case. Sometimes they have their legitimate reasons of why they think they don't like men, but like majority of the time it's just a disgruntled woman. Just like a disgruntled dude who talks crazy about women all day. It is what it is.
Show or movie, and it is a little scary hearing that the Sonic universe is about to be expanded and have this cinematic universe feel to it with movies and TV shows. But going back and watching the first 2 Sonic movies, they have set this up really well.
Yes, Keanu! You are a national treasure.
When I find you.
They hinted this man before this was even a thing. Look! Look! You didn't see it?
Yes, Keanu! You are a national treasure.
When I find you.
They hinted this
Just through a couple of lines. So for one, we know Shadow
it was already confirmed
frozen for about 50 years, right? That's what we see in the post-credits scene, and if they stay true to the origin, it's going to be connected to Robotnik's grandfather. And while there is a line in the first Sonic movie where Donut Lord James Marsden mentions that his family have been looking over Green Hill Zone for over 50 years.
I mean, there's...
That's wild. I don't remember that song.
Grandfather. And while there is a line in the first Sonic movie where Donut Lord James Marsden mentions that
Donut Lord.
His family have been looking over Green Hill Zone for over 50 years.
I mean, there's been a Wachowski protecting this town for more than 50 years.
A file buried deep in our system and dating back over 50 years.
You're telling me that number isn't a coincidence? His family and bloodline has been connected for 50 years, and now Shadow was cryogenically frozen 50 years ago? That means in this backstory they could someday pull off with Shadow could involve the great-grandfather, the dad, whatever, of Donut Lord trying to solve this Shadow project case going around in their town.
If they added Robotnik's neglected daughter, it would make an interesting story.
What did he say? He said if they added Robotnik's neglected daughter, it would be that'd be interesting. But we don't want to get too close to the sun. When you start making sense, that's what I was saying, Darth. This is what I was saying to my sister. Don't walk too much of a straight line. You have to walk with the idiot. If you know how the idiot thinks, you can get the idiot to do what you want. Right? So once you walk down a straight line that is making way too much sense and it's too interesting, they destroy it. So what you need to do is walk within the moron's mind and then use it to get to where you need to be. This is why I gave 3 options of what Amy should be. That's why I was first to give the raging feminist first before I give the other 2. It makes sense. You have to play by their rules. If you play by the moron's rules, the best way to make someone do what you want is make them think they thought of it first. That's the best way. It's the only way.
Reeves, they got this.
Especially if there's more of them and there's one of you. There's more idiots than it is smart people. So you have to play the game with the moron.
Voice talent to stay in this franchise. They have
Dark
plans
Goricorn.
for more movies, more shows.
She could be the character that leads Amy down the angry feminist route in life.
That could be a possibility. But remember, but you see, no, but I get what you're saying. But you have to see it this way. The woman can't be seen as the negativity. In the Western world, the woman cannot be seen as the villain. And if she is the villain, she's a misunderstood villain that is justified. That might be worked. That might work with what you said. That's a justifiable villain to a certain extent. Right? But because she's the villain and giving feminism as a way for her to navigate through life, she won't be seen as a villain. She'll be an anti-hero, a hero, or just a misunderstood individual. She will never be a villain. So to give context, you have to make Amy a raging feminist from the jump. Because as long as you have that token character there, there's no need for all the girls to be girl bosses.
They might make Rouge the raging feminist.
They may actually make Rouge the raging feminist.
I would actually really be upset about that.
Because remember, the color pink is already associated to females.
True.
Right? Mm-hmm. So they don't want that gender, whatever, blah, 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 associated, right? Yeah. So if you make her into a raging feminist at pink, and make the white Batwoman, who looks like a dime piece, you know what I'm saying? You see the dualities there? You have to think in the sense of how the Western works now. Because no matter how much sense you might make, they will ruin it in front of you. They will do it. Remember, we live in a time where having sex with a bear in a video game is accepted now. It's called Baldur's Gate.
with him to be locked down for multiple projects, and that's just exciting. So yeah, I'm fully on board with Keanu Reeves being our Shadow the Hedgehog. I am sad it wasn't Hayden Christensen or Robert Pattinson like some people were mentioning, but this is still a really great pick. Let me know from you guys, now that Keanu Reeves has been officially announced to be the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog, are you happy with this? Where do you think they'll take the spin-offs, including Shadow? Will there even be any spin-offs with Shadow? If he gets a movie or a
I'm
show,
pretty
I'd
sure
love
if
to
he's
know.
liked, he'll definitely get one.
Hey Chris,
If he's liked, he'll get one. This was 3 C clips. I hope you guys enjoy this. Like, share, phone, comment. That was fun on the trailer and all that great stuff. I was gonna watch another video that Bean sent me and a video that Darth sent me, but I'm gonna save those 2 for tomorrow because I'm running out of time. So I have to get to these 2 videos. I wasted. Oh wait, that's 40 ass minutes. Okay, 20 minutes is fine. I can't do these recommendations. That's 40 minutes. I'll save that for tomorrow. Okay, this is from Levi Hitchcock. They are giving their recommendations on 10 mangas. So let's see what it is. This is part 3. I didn't see part 2 or 1, but I don't think they actually have to watch them. Hopefully not. If we do, I'll go to the other two later on, and probably tomorrow. We'll see. But with that said, let's go.
So this manga is called Deady Doodad, and it's an independent manga over a Manga Plus creators, created by Shueisha, where everybody can post their own comics. And it's about a boy and girl who work for an assassin organization until one day the boy and girl decide to turn around and take down the organization. So essentially think if Denji from Chainsaw Man, instead of following the organization he worked for blindly, he decided to turn around and destroy that organization himself. But what I want to mention about this series is that the art style does kind of remind me a bit of Jujutsu Kaisen, and also a little bit of the world building, and by that I mean just a little bit. Because if you go into this story thinking that this is some sort of JJK / Chainsaw Man ripoff, you're sadly mistaken. I was actually extremely impressed at how original this series was taking this style of concept, because again, it is one of those like darker shonen, so you can see some influence. And I was really impressed with how character driven the story is. Obviously, being somebody whose favorite author is Inio Asano, I love character driven stories. And the manga only currently has 10 chapters out of the recording of this video, and I'm thoroughly impressed already. What I really like is the feeling that I get from the author, and what I mean by that is even though it's so early on in the story, it really does feel like the author has something so much bigger planned. Like every chapter, it feels like the author knows exactly where this story is going, which I feel like is something that I do not feel about a lot of manga when they start out. And while everybody else is praising Kagurabachi for being the next big thing, I'm gonna throw my hand up and say I actually think that this manga is gonna be the next big thing. And when I say next big thing, I don't mean that as far as like mainstream popularity. I'm just talking about the quality of the next dark shonen battle manga. Mainly because this doesn't have the big initial push by Shonen Jump as the other ones do. Not to put Kagurabachi down, but honestly, what this manga has done in only 10 chapters, for me as a reader, it's done more than Kagurabachi has done in 20. However, Shonen Jump did recognize this manga and published the very first chapter within the lineup of Jump Plus. So yeah, even Shueisha has seen that this is probably something special. And so if that's not incentive for you to drop everything you're doing right now and go read this manga, well, let me tell you that this chick has her nipples pierced. So
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Whoa. Hello. Whoa. What is happening?
It has seen that this is probably something special. And so if that's not incentive
yes,
for you to drop everything you're doing right now and go read this manga, well, let me tell you that this chick has her nipples pierced. So yeah, there's that. So my friend sent me this video this morning.
College girls. I wish I could zoom in on that ass.
Darth Goricorn. That came way out of left field, lol.
Yeah, that was really left field. I didn't see that coming. Albry. I think I'm saying it Albry. Am I saying that right? Am I saying your name right? Albry? Abril? April? April? I think it's April.
Actual games.
Oh my god. Babylomania. Why can't they just like call it something normal? So the story starts
Ryaga Samurai. I was gonna ask until I saw the hair.
But this girl is stuck in a room.
Yeah, I'm doing an Midoriya. There's for those who don't know, the reason I'm drawing Midoriya, not some sexy anime chick, is because my mod told me that there's something going on with My Hero Academia, some type of trend. So I'm doing the trend. I'm doing the drawing of both Midoriya and Bakugo smiling or something. Something about getting praise from All Might. So it's a panel, so I'm doing it right now. So.
And from what I've gotten from this manga, it's almost like she has died, and this is kind of her room in hell, if you will. And so she ends up getting confronted by a serpent that kind of looks like Kermit the Frog if he got hit by a truck. And he actually gives her some sort of ultimatum. He says that you can either stay here for all eternity and every wish you would want.
Ryaga Samurai.
However,
oh, okay.
you can leave this door and go back to the real world. However, if you try to make it back to the real world, you actually have to go through every room before reaching the front door. And again, her room is 431, meaning she's going to have to walk through 400 different rooms before she actually gets to the front door to go back to the real world. But what's so interesting about this manga is the fact that every room you meet a new person because it's their room. And it's so interesting to kind of see how each person deals with this level of solitude. Like there's this one guy who keeps reliving the sins that he has caused upon others, while other people live in their own fictional fantasy of what a perfect heaven would be like, even though technically they're more likely in hell. And the twist to all of this
Ryaga Samurai. Sounds interesting, NGL.
Yeah, it sounds interesting nonetheless. It's different. I don't think it's like a battle manga. It's more like a seinen.
As she goes through, her body is rotting away, slowly transforming into what I would only know as, whatever the eclipse in Berserk was. Is essentially what she is slowly turning into. Now, this is actually a completed manga with only 12 chapters, so I could totally see this getting a movie someday. And if they do, part of me kind of wants it to stay black and white. I don't know, it just kind of adds to the grittiness or the horror aspect to the overall tone for the story. And trust me, by the time you get to the end of this, you'll be saying, So this manga is called Tsukurari, and judging by the art, you would not think that it's a very dark manga, but it's actually about this young boy who's actually a robot who was designed for the sole purpose of wiping out humanity. But the part that makes this series pretty dark is that every time he interacts with somebody, he ends up befriending them. He's not an evil robot. In fact, he doesn't even know why he was created. He just knows that it was for the purpose of killing every human he comes in contact with.
This is a crucifixion.
And it's pretty sad because some of the people he comes across with are genuinely good people and honestly have no real reason to die.
First things first, I do not care.
Like, for example, the first person he meets is a girl named Gabby who loves plants. And I love the whole conversation they have with plants because it's almost like a metaphor. Because, of course, plants bloom and then eventually die. But the particular thing about Gabby is that she actually cannot die. She was blessed by being immortal. And I won't get too much into it, but I will say that the robot does overcome this and find a way to take her out. But the way he does it is in the most gentlest and peaceful way.
Alright, take a deep breath inside profile. Take a deep breath in and deep breath in, deep breath in and
To the point when Gabby does die, she actually thanks the robot. So it almost gives you like a somber feeling that something like Inio Sano's works kind of would do, where it's almost like this sense of emptiness. And I think that's what makes this manga really interesting, because when you think about a robot that's going around killing everybody in existence, you automatically deter that robot as being evil, when that's surely not the case. And the saddest part about this is that the robot actually has human emotions, and so he understands that by every person he kills, that's just one more thing that's gonna make him just that much more lonelier in life. To the point where he comes to terms that he realizes someday he's not going to have anybody to have a single conversation with. So in this world,
Jesus
there
Christ,
are
Fred.
giant meteors
It just
that are
went
crashing to the ground, which are making these giant craters bigger than the hemorrhoids in my ass. Alright, let me rewind a little bit.
That felt a
So
little
in today's video,
unnecessary,
we're
but
going to
okay.
be talking about the manga Yunu Kinetsuken. I really hope there's an English translation for this title, but that's the name we're given so far. So the premise of this manga is essentially the end of the world. And during the end of the world, we follow our main protagonist, Maki, and I believe she's just a high school girl, just living out her days in this apocalyptic world, until she meets a mysterious man with superpower.
Raiga Samurai.
Because every manga just
TMI.
has to have them. But it's a good thing he does have them, because it's not just
Yeah, it's too
meteors
much.
that are destroying the earth, it's pretty much like these giant monsters. And essentially his power is to summon a Gundam. Basically, that's pretty much everyone's powers in this world, is they can summon Gundam like their Pokemon. And yeah, that's how they take care of these giant monsters, so it's pretty much giant monsters versus Gundams. I can tell you right now, this manga definitely has a lot of just absolutely epic battles. And I'm always a fan of the female and male protagonist duo type of deal. Something like Dandadan or maybe Kaiju number 8 somewhat. But that's definitely the dynamic that this manga has. Also, something that I do want to point out that I really enjoyed about this manga is the fact that it's not really taking place in a post-apocalyptic world. I feel like a lot of series with this sort of premise usually do, and I just feel like we see that all the time, whereas this kind of takes place like during the apocalypse. Like, it hasn't happened yet, and society is still functioning as normal. People still do normal things and have normal jobs. It's just that the world is slowly ending. I don't know if you've ever read
Raiga Samurai. Teach, are you talking?
Oh, stop. I'm sorry about that. My bad. So is there like I was wondering if there is an anime, maybe I'm not thinking of it, but is there an anime where there's a apocalyptic event already happened. Humans already went through their bullshit, and it's taking place at the height of humanity being built. Should I do Bakugo or Deku 2? I was gonna do them both, to be honest. That sounds weird. I was gonna draw them both. Jesus, I'm gonna do them both. I wonder if there's any anime that's like that, where there's already a apocalyptic event that happened. Humans are already at the forefront of rebuilding society. I don't mean like just started. I mean like literally getting back on their feet. Like there's literal cars back. There's
Darth
things going
Goricorn.
on.
Cryad maybe.
Scary Ed. I always read. I know it's called Cried. I always read it as Scary Ed. I remember that anime. That was
Raiga Samurai.
I'm old.
Not that I know of.
Maybe I'm not thinking of any. Maybe there is one. I probably watched it. I'm just not thinking of it. But yeah.
Darth Goricorn. Depending on how you view the anime.
I always knew that I always looked at that. I always read it as Scary Ed. I don't know why. But I know what that is with the dude with the arm and the one dude with the. Okay, I need to ask a question about the anime. That Stan user type dude who's like the second main character, rival or whatever, the soldier dude. The ghost Stan thing he uses to fight. Are those titties? You know what I'm talking about. The purple thing. Is that titties? Because it's hard not to like look at it and be like, I can't tell those are breasts or not. It's been bugging me for the longest while.
Darth Goricorn. I need to go rewatch it now.
It bothers me so much. I keep thinking, is it a female? But I remember it had its
Darth
own awakening.
BRB, I'm googling it.
Okay, because I know it had like awakening and it grew arms, but I'm like, is it a female? Is that a gender thing? I'm not sure.
The manga The Last Sayuki, it was a manga that ran in Shonen Jump for a little while, but then unfortunately got canceled after like 20 or so chapters. And it was like a similar premise where the world was ending, but it wasn't like a post-apocalyptic world. It was more of the world was like currently ending and we get to see it in real time as it's ending. So that's essentially like what this manga is like. So if you like something like The Last Sayuki, then I think you're really gonna like this as well. Also, I do gotta point out that there is a fair amount of fan service in this manga, so
Darth Goricorn.
Essentially,
They kind of
I'm saying, if you like tits,
okay,
ass, and action.
Okay. I always wondered that. Thank you.
Essentially, I'm saying, if you like tits, ass, and action, you're gonna love this manga.
Oh my god, there's some titties.
Essentially, I'm saying, if you like tits.
Oh my god, those are tits Sayel could be proud of.
Ass in action, you're gonna love this manga.
Kyle, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, what's with the abrupt?
Today
like,
we're gonna be talking
whatever.
about the romance series Strobe Edge, which revolves around a high school girl named Niniko, and she's never experienced love before until she meets two boys and has to decipher between the two. Ren, who is a mysterious, pretty boy who actually turns down pretty much every girl who asks him out. And Daiki, a really nice boy that she's actually been friends with since they were little kids. Now the conflict here is Niniko is unsure about what love is because she's actually never experienced it herself. She's not quite sure if she's actually into Ren or if she's just attracted to him physically. And with Daiki, she's been friends with him for so many years that she's not sure if it's a friendship or if she wants a relationship. Now when I first got into the series, I kind of felt like Ren was going to be like the cool guy, sort of like jerk or bully to Daiki, but that's actually not the case at all, because there's actually this one scene where Niniko actually drops her phone, and there was a little strawberry keychain attached to it. Ren accidentally steps on it and breaks it, but later on you find out that he actually bought her a new one. So essentially both Ren and Daiki are very good guys. And there's two things I really like about this series so far. One, it's a rom-com from the perspective of the girl, and I feel like majority of rom-coms are from the perspective of the guy. So it's really cool to get like this inner dialogue of Niniko and like her thoughts on like which boy she wants to choose. And the second thing I like about this manga is that so far it doesn't seem to really have any like edginess, which is definitely fresh of breath air considering like 99% of rom-coms incentive of just like throwing fan service right into your eyeballs.
Damn, I tell you something, you probably are fun at parties. Jesus Christ.
So if you're looking for like a genuinely wholesome rom-com that isn't all like,
oh, nice tits. I mean shot, nice shot.
then I think
What? That's funny. What's wrong with that? That's funny. Whatever.
Strobe Edge is definitely for you. On top of all of that, I do want to talk about the art, as I feel like the characters are very expressive, and I just think that the author's art style really fits the rom-com style. So the manga.
Dude, wait, it's a rom-com. Why is it not supposed to? It's supposed to be funny. That's what the point of the edginess is. It's a rom-com. It's about love, but it has funny moments. It's supposed to be, a kid. Like, come on. Come on.
A very interesting premise for a slice of life. So the series is called Ashi Girl, and it's about a girl named Yui Haikawa, who's just a typical 16-year-old high school girl, but then her brother invents a time machine and sends her all the way back to the Sengoku period.
Why?
Which then she ends up having to take life as a soldier during that era.
You want me to show you tough? I'll show you tough.
Which I think
Damn,
is
bro.
such a unique idea for a slice of life, especially for a high school girl, because I feel like majority of the times it takes place in like the modern times. So even though you do get a handful of typical slice of life tropes, it doesn't really feel stale at all, honestly. In fact, even when she encounters a romantic interest, it still feels very fresh and different from most slice of life / rom-com series. And I think the whole idea of like taking a series and putting it into a completely different period and time obviously just changes the vibe overall, but also creates this like mystery of how long is she going to stay in this world, and is she going to be able to get back to her present timeline? Or is this series going to take a completely different approach, and she's actually going to use the time machine multiple times and go to multiple different eras? But even though this is a slice of life manga, it actually has like this sense of danger, right? Because you're not really sure exactly where the story is going to go from here. Because at any moment she could be a prisoner or even sent to war, as well as trying to adjust her lifestyle to fit the lifestyle of that era. Especially considering the fact that on her very first day, she almost ate a poisonous mushroom and died.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser! Good. Good.
So today we're going to be talking about the manga Shugo Chara. It's a rom-com series with a very cutesy art style, and if you're a fan of shoujo manga, I think you're really going to like this one. So the main character starts out as pretty much every typical rom-com main character, where she is a typical high school girl where of course she's gonna have a crush on a guy. And due to her being a typical rom-com main character, of course she's way too shy to ever admit it. However, that's when the series takes a twist that I very much liked. So essentially, because she's so shy, she actually doesn't exactly know who she is as a person. Like, who is the real her, that end up summoning these 3 guardians who aid her in finding out who she truly is. So each one of these guardians basically allows her to have an alternative personality.
Damn, you girls... why do you kids want to know who you are at the age of like 10? Why? You haven't like developed like a whole brain yet. Figure that out when you're like 25. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you want to know who you are at the age of like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20? Just enjoy being alive and enjoy life. Don't worry about what you are and who you are. What the fuck? Worry about that when you're 20 fucking 5.
Traumatized. They're traumatized.
I'm gonna traumatize my ass.
But not any different than what she would normally be. It just allows her to express the feelings that she has out loud.
You look pretty.
What did you say?
I said you look shitty. Good night, Denise.
Without being too shy to ever show them. Let me give an example. If she had a crush on a guy, obviously she would think about saying that she likes this guy, but in no world would she ever have the courage to admit it.
So, Peter, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Don't say doing your wife. Don't say doing your wife. Don't say doing your wife. Doing your... son?
Well, what these guardians do is allow her to switch personalities temporarily into the type of person who would say how she feels out loud, therefore allowing all of the people around her to then see how she is truly feeling, therefore expressing her true self. This way, she doesn't have to get down on herself for not telling the guy she likes and regretting that later down the road. Now she can finally live her life freely and know that whenever she has these inner thoughts, she doesn't have to worry about acting like she doesn't like somebody or she doesn't feel this way. These guardians allow it to where the person she is on the inside can finally be the person on the outside.
My older brother always says like the nastiest shit. Like he called me Hyman until I was 12.
Seth, I want to blow you.
She didn't say that. Come on. She didn't say the second part, but
I miss Superbad. It is. Oh my god, that was. I forgot that part comes up. That is wild.
I want to blow you.
She didn't say that. Come on. She didn't say the second part, but the first part. She's got an older brother.
Now, if only I could have these at my job.
I will not see you Monday.
Darth Goricorn. The image I miss that era of movies.
I know. Movies like Superbad was amazing. It was simple but yet stupid. And it was just perfect. If you want to see an American movie, you want to get a laugh, watch Superbad. It's still funny up to this day. Superbad, what do you call it? Was it Pineapple Express? No, Tropic Thunder. The world ends with you, or ends with you. The world's coming to an end, or the world's end, or something like that. With Seth Rogen and all the other guys. When the world comes to an end, it's really funny.
Darth
Do you like
Goricorn.
horror manga?
The
American Pie movies. Yep.
So this manga is called The Manhole. Alright, not that kind of manhole. But it starts out with this naked guy crawling out of the sewer because why not? And he ends up walking up to some guy standing there on his cell phone and then just projectile vomits blood all over his face.
Jesus Christ.
But right after that, the naked guy just falls over and dies. During the autopsy, they realize that he has contracted some sort of like virus or infection. And later on, the guy that got puked on starts to grow that exact same infection on his face, to the point where his head actually explodes. And so you're wondering, well, what's the point of the story? Well, essentially it's about these detectives coming together to figure this out. What is this infection? Where did it come from? And how fast is it spreading? Now, from what I gathered from this series, it seems like it's some sort of like parasite, or it could be some sort of like alien infection. All I know is it's a little creepy for my tasting, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to continue this. I don't know, maybe sometime in the future, but man, this was me when I was reading it. Like I only got like 4 chapters in, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to set this one down for a minute. But hey, I might as well recommend it to somebody because, I don't know, there's somebody who wants to read this type of stuff. It was definitely one of those horror manga that, it's not that it's necessarily scary, it's just kind of gross. But what I think makes it really cool is the fact that it is detectives who are trying to investigate this thing, and it doesn't seem to just be a normal infection. It seems to be something supernatural, and it's spreading fast, so they gotta figure it out.
Darth Goricorn.
With all of that said, I'll leave it
That
with
somebody
this.
is somebody like me, lol.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it too.
Don't eat.
I mean, read it
while you read this manga.
Cigarette and Cherry. What does that sound familiar?
So I'm just gonna be straightforward with this manga. It's a romance comedy. Now I know when people say that, they just assume like the typical, oh, the main character looks like this, and the girl probably looks something like this. But I was actually surprised that neither were true. This is a picture of the main character, and they definitely don't seem like the typical rom-com style. But that actually wasn't even the impressive part. The impressive part was the jokes in this were like actually funny.
Shadow Realm
Like, I actually
Gauntlets.
found myself
Doing good so
kinda
far?
smiling a lot throughout this experience.
I think so.
Mainly because of how like quirky the main character is. The author does seem to fall into a few tropes that obviously we've seen 1,000 times throughout rom-com series. So the main character like meets this girl who is really into smoking for some reason, hence the name Cigarette and Cherry, because she kind of calls him a cherry boy, which I don't know if that's like a Japanese slur word or if it's like some type of slang, but yeah, that's what he's called. And what I like is the author is good at using humor that you would only find in manga. What I mean by that is, in the beginning, the main character walks by a group of girls and says, oh wow, these girls smell really good. And later on, when he meets the girl who smokes cigarettes, she asks for a lighter and he pulls one out. And in front of her, he tried to act cool by smoking a cigarette, but he actually put the cigarette backwards, and she was like, hey, that's the wrong end. And as soon as she did that, even the cigarette popped up and was like, oh wow, she smells good. So it's definitely a very quirky manga
Okay,
that
that's a little
doesn't take
funny.
itself too seriously. I guess the best way to describe this manga is that it does occasionally bring up some, typical tropes that you would see in a rom-com, but I really don't see somebody reading this and considering it generic. Especially considering like the girl he's after is like a really cool girl, which normally you don't really get that. You get like the girl who kind of like bullies the main character because she's actually trying to smash, or you get like the overly lovey-dovey girl. Whereas this girl, I don't know, she just seemed like just like a really cool smoker chick, which I mean, I'm pretty sure these people are in high school, so probably not good education for the youth. but at the end,
This dude, I'm sorry, there's no attack on Levi, but the way he's saying this sounds like he liked to be stepped on by women.
of the day, it's just a manga, and honestly, I actually really
I could be wrong, but Jesus Christ, I don't think it's cool for a girl to smoke. I think the personality has to be cool. Now she's smoking makes her cool. I never thought smoking was cool when growing up. I thought that was kind of disgusting. Smelling like an ashtray all day and smelling like ass all day.
Nightbird.
Can't smell nothing all day.
Be a support hero
enjoyed it,
today
so you should go check it out.
by using commands
And
like
cancer.
/donation and /cash app. Darth Goricorn. I get the same vibes.
Every ounce of my body to
It's
not
so
bust
weird.
a
Raiga
hole in
Samurai.
the recording of this video.
Nicotine
breath,
That
yes.
said, let's talk about this. So yeah, as the video title would suggest, we are about to talk.
Like, let me put this in this context real quick. I have friends who know. I know people who smoked. I know people who get high. Right. I have never gotten high. It's not my thing. Never. And I ain't try to experiment. It's just not my thing. Because I always have this fear that people are gonna lace that shit up on me. But then I get because that happened to my cousin. So like, I know friends who have gotten high. I don't think it's wrong to get high. I think it's stupid to think you're cool because you smoke. That doesn't make you cool because you smoke. I think getting high was probably the part that's getting actually cool. But just smoking for the sake of being cool, that's virtually anyone can smoke. Anyone can smoke. It's like riding a bike. It doesn't take a lot of brain power to suck on a piece of paper and then puff it out. It's gonna, first thing for sure, it's gonna be whoa. And after a while doing it, you're gonna get used to it. It's like a mind-blowing thing. Jesus Christ.
I think so. Most
But a
people say when
manga
they
that
first
is
smoke,
about
they get a
a
massive headache.
You put the standard of cool very low on that one.
man's exposed nipple.
Yo.
Darth Goricorn. It's why I only get stuff from friends I trust and never from randoms.
Yeah. This is a dude who he just met. You don't know if she's crazy. The fuck? And he's trying to smoke with a girl he don't know. And they look like an idiot. This movie is amazing.
And the title of such work is How I Stalked Some Dude with an Exposed Nipple and Stumbled Upon the Zenyathine Sword.
That's
And
the
yeah, it's
whole
one of those
title?
times where a manga will just have like an extremely long title for no reason.
That's the
and
title?
honestly, the title pretty much tells you exactly what the
If I
manga's
read to
gonna
you,
be
it's
about.
wild.
So it's like, do you really need to read it? And with this one, I'd say, yeah, you do actually really need to read it. So I was doing a little bit of research, and apparently this manga is actually a spin-off off of Dragon Quest. I was never really too much into Dragon Quest, so I don't know how a man's exposed nipple has anything to do with a quest or a dragon. But as comical as this series is, I will definitely say the artwork is very good. It kind of reminds me of like Vinland Saga before the inking, and what I mean by that is the art style in this manga is all done in pencil, which I thought was an interesting choice because usually mangaka don't publish their work unfinished. But I think if this was simply just to serve as a comedy side manga, then I guess, it totally works. As long as the artwork looks really good, I don't think people really care these days if it's like technically done in pencil or if you ink over it. Which really makes me wonder if like mangaka, let's say in like Shonen Jump for example, if they stopped inking their pages and they just put out the penciled version, would the audience really care? Because this is like one of the first times I was actually
maybe?
like really enjoying a manga, and honestly like it being unfinished technically, I actually didn't care. In fact, I actually thought it was like kind of a cool aesthetic to give.
No, the only reason you don't care is because it's different for the time being. But if they all didn't ink it, the color will fade easily. That's the whole point why we ink it, because it keeps it consistent. That's the reason why. I understand where he's coming from. I do like the sketchy look. Well, obviously, I'm doing that right now, but Jesus, you gotta be very much aware. The only reason I can get away with this because I'm doing it digitally. Now, if they're doing it digitally in Sketch, then you can have your say so. You can have your cake and eat on that. But like if they're doing it literally hand drawn on the paper, no, because the ink will eventually fade over time, and it won't do that well. Especially if it's being constantly touched on and hold up and lended to by people, it's just gonna get fucked up.
Especially since it does have a similar style to Vinland Saga. But yeah, if you're looking for something new to read and you like looking at men's nipples, then yeah, go check out How I Stalked Some Dude with an Exposed Nipple and Stumbled Upon the Zenithan Sword.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, with that said, this was Levi Hitchcock with his recommendations.
Darth Goricorn. Yeah, I've had to redo lines on some of my old art because of ink fade.
Yeah, it happens. So, like, that's why we ink them. As much as we would love to just leave the pencil sketch, that'll save a lot of time for most manga artists, but they know if they don't ink it, it's going to fade over time. Especially if it's being touched
Samurai.
a lot.
Interesting title.
Very much so. So this was Levi Hitchcock with his recommendations on anime and stuff. Give him a like and follow and subscribe to him whenever you can. Just to be clear, the comments I make against this man or individual isn't a hate. It's just my observation. It doesn't make it any more accurate than me just watching. So like, just because I think he might like getting kicked in the balls by women in Comic-Con doesn't make it true. That's just the vibe I'm getting. I could be totally wrong. Could be a really cool dude. I don't know him, but then again, I do wish him the best with his artwork, with his videos, and I will do more of his videos in the future. There are 2 other videos that he's done, so I will do reactions on those other 2 videos. Hopefully, they're different from the ones that I got from the other videos, but you know, it is what it is. I just want to make that clear because I know that some of these anime recommendation content creators actually look at my work and have commented on my work. They actually give me praise for showing off their stuff to my audience. So like, I just want to be very clear if he ever watches this or sees this, because I tag them in the video so they get notified that they're in the video. That there's no hate against you. I'm just being entertaining, and also that's just the vibe I get. Just doesn't make it any true. Pretty sure you're a cool dude and you're just trying to keep in those confines of YouTube guidelines, and I'm an edgelord, so it is what it is. So what it is, what it is. So with that said, you guys can go. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We was going to play a game, but it got a little too late, and I got on too late because we was dealing with stuff earlier today. So hopefully tomorrow we'll play a game. I'm hoping. So with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So have a great night, guys. Keep safe, and I'll be back on TikTok probably tomorrow or the day after.
Good night, everyone.
All right, I'll be back on TikTok either tomorrow or the day after. I'm just trying to enjoy my vacation. I'm allowed to get back on. I'm just letting everyone. Yes, I'm allowed to stream on live again. So if you're wondering, yes, I'm back. I can stream again. I'm just taking just a day or 2 away from TikTok because that shit pisses me off sometimes. So with that said, I'm out, guys. Have a great night. I'm out. Bye-bye.